hockey fans. I'm Jim Robson with Gary Dornhofer here at the broadcast location of Vancouver's Pacific Coliseum, and that's what they're after, the Stanley Cup. Game 2 in this best-of-7 series for the Smythe Division title. There's the Los Angeles team in their road uniform, the purple with yellow and white. The Canucks at the other end of the ice in their home yellow and black and red. And speaking of color, here's some pregame comments from Gary Dornhofer. Go ahead, Gary. Richard's going to sing in a moment.
Well, again, Jim, we can't emphasize enough the goaltending. We'll talk more about that when the game starts.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
That was the fine voice of Richard Loney. Now the officials, the man in the striped shirt with the orange armband, the referee is Brian Lewis, 41 years of age, his 13th year in the league. The linesman, Ray Scampanello, his 11th year as an NHL linesman. Ryan Bozak, his 10th season. Mario Lessard, who was outstanding last night, despite those 3 goals against. His record in the playoffs now 3 wins and 3 losses, including 3 big wins over Edmonton. And there's Richard Brodeur, a fantastic playoff record, a goals against average in 4 playoff games of 1.65. Gary?
When you only give up 7 goals in 4 games, you know you're going to win a lot of hockey games, but that is certainly the strength of the Vancouver Canucks behind their blue line. They don't give up many scoring chances. Last night, they gave up 14 scoring chances, and LA was only able to capitalize on 2 occasions. Meanwhile, the other end, Vancouver mustered up 21 scoring opportunities. Now, these stats are all from coach Roger Nielsen.
Vancouver is starting with Gradine, Fraser, and Smeal, and they did not play as a line last night, although they played together a lot in the last 4 years in Vancouver. So we do not have the Dion-Gradine matchup at the start of the game. Gradine's against Bonner at the start of the game as Korath takes a bump from Smeal. The Kings start out. Taylor with the puck to Bonner, who shot it in, and Taylor was knocked down by Thomas Gradine, who decked Dave Taylor with a hard check. Harold Snett put the puck high off the boards down the ice. Icing indicated as Jerry Korath goes to the puck. Icing called on Vancouver.
Now, right off the bat, we're seeing the 2 teams throw their weight around. You mentioned Gradine. He certainly has the ability to score goals and set up plays, but lately he's become such a defensive specialist and doesn't shy away from the rough going. You want to see a good takeout? Watch that one. And Taylor labeled in the seats.
I'm just going to say the guy that did the hitting only weighs about 165, 170. It's the technique. 35 seconds gone, first period, no score. Game 2, Vancouver won the opener last night, 3-2 in an excellent game. Playing the Vancouver zone, a battle for the puck on the boards. Now Lupul, the hero last night who got the winning goal, and the crowd is chanting Lupul as he got the puck out. The Kings dumping it back in as Sharkrock cleared it in. Here's a shot. Purdue made a save, and Marcel Dion missed that great chance. Kings keeping it in. Mike Murphy hit by Campbell in the corner. Dion tried to dig out the puck. Doug Howard tried to pin him. Lupul goes to the puck. Williams couldn't get it out. Forces it out. Lupul picked it up. Lupul coming in on Hardy. Centering the puck. And DeLorme couldn't get a stick on it in front. It's starting out very wide open. Some good scoring chances in the early stages. We played a minute and 20 seconds. He'll be hitting too. Lots of it as there was last night. Mark Hardy coming out of his own zone. Williams hooked him. The puck is poked loose. Dion picked it up. Bumped by Smeal. Tiger Williams missed the puck. Colin Campbell slaps it in. It's blocked by Dion. Campbell has it again. Drops it back to Ivan Halinka, who scored twice last night. Forced back by Hardy. Now Campbell scooping it in. Lassard catches it. Holds the puck to stop the play.
Well, Lassard did everything that was expected of him last night, and after conversation with Coach Don Perry tonight, I asked him how he evaluated his team's performance. He said, just fair. He said, we didn't seem to play with the intensity that we did against the Edmonton Oilers. And if we're going to win this series or win this game tonight, every single guy has to dig a little deeper, put a little more effort in what they're trying to do.
No score, nearing the 2-minute mark. First period, play in the Los Angeles zone. Larry Murphy with a good effort gets it out on the left wing to Kelly. Now Nichols winds up and slaps it, and he just missed the net. Bernie Nichols with that shot. Still in the Vancouver zone. Nichols and Smith chasing the puck. There's the expected collision. Fox gets the puck in front for Murphy, and his shot went off Berdure's arm. Larry Murphy with that chance. Jay Wells shot. Berdure kicked it out. Out comes Neil Bellum with the puck. On his left is Rhoda taking the pass. Jay Wells goes to the puck, takes it back at Lassard. Vancouver on a line change. 2.5 minutes gone, no score. Jimmy Fox with the puck. Pass tipped away. Jim Mill is number 8, tied up by Jay Wells. Kick the puck out. Kings start out 3-on-2. Fox, pass intercepted by Eldebrink, number 10 of Vancouver, to Crawford. Mark Crawford to Jim Mill. Oh, it deflects just wide. Hill hit high at the side of the net. Sticks come up. Nichols and Mill were doing some high sticking. Korab takes a whack at Crawford, and Korab is going to go to the penalty box. I think there might be more than one penalty out of this.
Jim Nill, I believe, was called for the original penalty against Nichols, and then Jerry Korab also took one, so they'll both play a man short.
From the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, this is Stanley Cup 82 on CBC.
You've got the time to spend. Go ahead, my friends. You can depend on your Johnson. Leave your worries behind. Time out of mind. You can rely on your Johnson. Try something new. You can make it through. Your friends are pulling for you and your Johnson. Take the time to do whatever you want to. It's all waiting for you and your Johnson.
More boaters rely on Johnson than any other outboard in the world.
Now you'll see right here where Mill gets the original penalty, taking Nichols against the boards, a elbowing call, and then later on as the play started going out of the LA zone, Jerry Korab gets the call on the high stick. So he retaliates, and both teams will play a man short.
They originally announced Korab's penalty for an elbow, but it was a high stick, no question. So Mills for elbowing, Korab's for high sticking. The teams are 5 aside in a scoreless game. Mark Crawford, or rather it's Lars Moline, number 26, moving in after the puck. But Mark Hardy now takes over for Los Angeles. Hardy to Steve Bozek. Played a strong game last night and scored the game's first goal. Failed to get through the Vancouver defense of Howard and Lindgren. Lindgren's pass almost intercepted. Doug Smith with the puck. Now Rick Chartraw to Steve Bozek. Rink wide for Doug Schmidt. Back to Bozek. Coming in on goal. The puck got away from him. Berdure steers it to Halinka. To Moline. Checked by Chartraw. Drop pass for Halinka. To Turning away from Chartraw. Halinka in the slot. Lindgren shoots. Missed the net. Lindgren's backhander. Lassard standing up well. And then Lindgren took a whack at Lassard and got away with it. The play goes down the ice. Doug Smith coming in on Halinka. A shot. Missed the net. Wells moves up to keep it in. Flipped it over the glass and out of play. Very fast start, Gary.
Again, just like it was last night, both teams executing really well, skating at top speed. But some good chances. Halinka, as he showed last night, has the ability to hang on to that puck, make the good plays. Lindgren gets the pass, and then that bounce off the boards was able to get his own rebound. But I like when Lindgren skated by Lassard. He gave him just a little tap on the blocker just to let him know he's around.
We played 4 minutes, 13 seconds, no score. Teams are still 5 aside for another 43 seconds. Larry Murphy with the puck. He also scored last night. Now to Jay Wells. Back to Larry Murphy. Stan Smeel forechecking. Jay Wells lost it to Gradine. Gradine tied up by Wells. Darrell Evans with the puck. Smeel chasing him. Evans very quick coming out. Smeel stays with him. Rods him out on the boards. Kicked the puck in the Vancouver zone to Neil Belland. To Stan Smeel. With Kevin McCarthy injured, Smeel is now wearing the C as the Vancouver captain. Neil Belland to Stan Smeel, missing the pass. Took a shot, blocked in front as it hit Wells. Larry Murphy from back of the net. Jay Wells starting out. The penalties to Korab, and nil expires. You see them come out of the penalty box. Teams at full strength. Neil Belland, a 21-year-old rookie defenseman, with the puck. To Harold Sneps. Moving in on Chartraw. Sneps. Taken out. Throws a check along the boards. Kelly couldn't get to the puck as Smeel gets it to Lindgren. To Tiger Williams, shooting it in from center ice. Teams changing on the fly. 5.5 minutes gone. No score. Kings coming out. Jimmy Fox making a nice move away from Darcy Rhoda. Quick pass to Bernie Nichols. The puck rolls to Brodeur. He grabs it. And Nichols went crashing into the goal in a collision in front with Campbell. Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from Vancouver.
In the land of Dairy Queen, we treat you right.
Welcome to the place where everything is pure and enchanting, rich and thick with all that's light, cool, and creamy smooth.
Discover the one place where good taste comes through.
Discover the Dairy Queen Banana Split.
In the land of Dairy Queen, we treat you right.
I'm Jim Robson with Gary Dornhofer and Steve Armitage in the Hockey Night in Canada crew at Vancouver's Pacific Coliseum. And there's Bernie Nichols in Kingston last year, and a very fine rookie.
You know, you would think that the little guys, the smaller ones, would not go after the big, tough defenseman. You saw Bernie Nichols take a good hit against Harold Sneps and take him out very effectively. So we have seen, doesn't matter what size you are, the involvement of both teams as they check so very effectively. And that's what this game is all about. Beat the man you're playing against.
Nichols, a 4th-round draft choice. Facing off against Ivan Halinka in the Vancouver zone with no score. 5:38 played, first period. Nichols gets a shot away, and Brodeur makes a good save. And Nichols made a fine move on the faceoff to get the shot as he beat Halinka on the faceoff. And Halinka's probably Vancouver's best center on the draw. Brodeur has to make another stop. The puck goes to the boards as Lindgren takes a wrap. Jim Nill gets the puck, chased by Nichols. Campbell back of the net, chased by Jimmy Fox. Campbell gets it to Nill, chips it out to center ice. Hardy's pass blocked by Campbell. Campbell coming in, tied up, gets the puck again, flips it in front. They score! Darcy Rhoda, 1-0 Vancouver.
Now, last night it was the LA Kings that drew first blood. This time, the Vancouver Canucks. Now, Rhoda gets behind both defensemen. Campbell slips the puck to him. It's a turnaround spin shot by Rhoda, and he puts it past Mario Lassard. So once Rhoda turned around, he really didn't have much time to make up his mind where it was going to go. But he made sure that it went in the net. Let's watch Rhoda again. slipped it right by Lessard. It looked like Lessard really had good position. He was sliding, coming across the net, and Rhoda beat him cleanly.
Darcy Rhoda's first goal of this year's playoffs, his 9th in Stanley Cup play. Colin Campbell, who isn't really that much of a finesse player at a lot of the time, made a great pass, didn't he, Gary, flipping it through?
The thing when you look at a guy like Campbell, though, Jim, he's a trier. He's a worker. You notice how he kept the puck in the zone. He got it over, and then that little flip pass and the goal. But I don't like the way Lessard was set up for that one. He was beat easily.
Rhoda from Campbell at 6:10 of the opening period. Vancouver getting the first goal. Here's a puck penalty to Lupul. High sticking with Bonner now. Lupul and Bonner have the gloves off. At least Lupul has the gloves off. Bonner did not drop his stick or his gloves. Lupul wanted to take somebody with him. Now Lewis is scrapping with Tiger Williams on the inboards. Their elbows and sticks are up, and you see a close-up view of that. Lupul is going to get a penalty, and that might be the only one. He tried to get Dan Bonner to come with him, but Bonner just backed away.
Well, Coach Don Perry talked about that. He said, guys, we've got to use a lot of discipline when they get penalties, because they'll try to get you to even one up. So let's keep our cool at all times.
This is Hockey Night in Canada from the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver.
Get a toaster oven that can broil as well as toast. The CGE Broiler Toaster Oven. It top browns and toasts automatically, bakes and warms all kinds of foods. It even broils steaks, hamburgers, and lots more. And now the continuous cleaning toaster oven from CGE. It does it all beautifully.
Penalty to number 7, Gary Lupul, 2 minutes
Well,
for
Bonner
interference.
did come out
Time
with a penalty after all, as he gets 2 minutes for slashing. Lupul got the initial penalty for interference. 6:25, the time of the penalty, so they're 5 aside.
That's the second time now where the Vancouver Canucks have had a delayed penalty called against them, and the LA Kings have retaliated and evened it up. So that's a situation that Coach Don Perry doesn't like to see. That's called discipline. You know, there's always a time later in the game to even it up if that's what you're after out there, where somebody gives you a cheap shot. You might be able to catch him with his head down, but to even it up or to retaliate immediately, that's not the way to go.
Well, the Pacific Coliseum very close to being filled tonight. It'll be the first sellout of the playoffs in Vancouver if it is full. It's 15,613 seats. And they had 14,600 last night, which was their largest playoff crowd so far in the Stanley Cup playoffs this season. Lars Moline with the puck to Harold Sneps, back to Doug Hallward. Vancouver leads 1-0 nearing the 7-minute mark. First period, Hallward getting in some trouble, stick-handling in his own zone. Now Sneps with the puck to Ivan Halinka. Horab moves to him, slowing him up a bit. Bernie Nichols gets the puck. Halinka took him out, and the crowd reacts to that. Nichols had to hold of Halinka's stick, and he won't let it go. Finally, he does. That's holding, but if you don't get caught, it's all right. Puck shot in. Brodeur easily stopped it. Hallward to Moline. Moline rink wide to Sneps. Coming out with Halinka. Sneps brings it in to Halinka. To Hallward. Takes the shot. Hallward took. The crowd helped Paul Lincoln. There's going to be a Los Angeles penalty, although I think the crowd reacted before Brian Lewis threw his arm in the air. Hallward was tripped up. Vancouver will go on a power play. With the score, Vancouver 1, Los Angeles 0. This is Stanley Cup 82.
Ford and its dealers announce cash rebates on new light trucks. $200 on Courier, $300 on Ranger, $750 on conventional pickups, Econoline vans, and on 4x4s. These are cash rebates. You get a check direct from Ford. Up to $1,000 on club wagons, and up to $2,000 on Bronco. Cash rebates on Ford light trucks, and now's the time to get them. Details at participating Ford and Mercury dealers.
Well, you'll see a good burst of speed by defenseman Doug Hallward, and Larry Murphy tries to sweep the puck away, ends up tripping him. So the Kings will play a man short. It'll be 4 against 3. Canucks scored 2 power play goals last night.
The Islanders have beaten the Rangers 7-2 to tie that series at 1 win apiece. A big win for the Islanders at home. And we'll see the highlights of that game at our first intermission. As Steve mentioned earlier, Boston defeated Quebec 8-4 to take a 2-0 lead in their series. Kurt Fraser, the Vancouver Canucks, the Vancouver team on their first power play in the game. They scored 2 power play goals last night. Gradine to Moline to Smeal. 4 forwards on the Canuck power play right now. Thomas Gradine. Out. Shot. Good save by Lassard on Stan Smeal's shot. Out comes Doug Smith. Slaps it in on Brodeur. Smith is only 18 years old. That's number 23 for the Kings. An outstanding junior in Ottawa, an 18-year-old rookie. Stan Smeal brings it in on Chartrand. The play goes offside, and Smith brought Fraser in over the blue line.
Now that is a very intelligent play by Smith. Anytime a winger is lined up at that blue line, just push him over, because that is never called. So you know that he's had some good coaching in junior hockey. But again, let's look at the Vancouver Canucks set up that play. Harry Neal said that Lassard is one of the best in the league, sliding across, breaking up that play in the goal mouth area. He gave a good example of it on that, robbing the Canucks of a power play goal.
Lassard is a goaltender for goals against average. It's a bit misleading. It's .423 in the playoffs, but of course there were some real shootouts in that Edmonton series. But he's made big saves when he's had to. Gradine coming in with Moline. Moline winds up, he shoots. Hit Lassard right in that crown crest, right in the middle of the sweater. As that slap shot went right into the middle of the goaltender.
Vancouver Canucks are certainly getting some good scoring chances. Jim, the plays, they're skating, they're passing a lot crisper than it was last night.
Fraser took a check. Stan Smeal with the puck. Now for Boldurev, lost control. Dave Lewis, the captain of the Kings, coming out. Los Angeles still shorthanded. As Smeal ran Lewis along the boards, play in the Vancouver zone. There's still 40 seconds left in Larry Murphy's penalty. The Canucks having trouble against this good Los Angeles penalty killing. Bernie Nichols has been very prominent early in the game. Throws a check along the boards as Neil Belland starts out with the puck. 26 seconds left in the penalty to Larry Murphy. Neil Belland fights off a hook from Nichols, shoots the puck around on the boards. Mark Crawford to Ivan Boldurev. Took a check. Nil tied up by Korav. Nil working for the puck in the corner. Mark Crawford is number 28 to the point. Neil Belland shot right on. Lassard made the save. As Hallward took the shot. Boldurev to Hallward. To Boldurev. The penalty's over. Kings at full strength. A shot hit the outside of the post. Some of the fans thought it was in, but it just hit the net. A King break now. Larry Murphy in on Neil Belland. Murphy shoots. Oh, it just missed the target. Nichols from the corner. Taken out by Crawford. It's 1-0 Vancouver. Good action again tonight. Just what we expect all the way through the series, and it could be a long series. Jim Nill. Checked off the puck. Dave Taylor. Lindgren moves to pick him up. Taylor shoots. Lindgren deflects the shot up into the seats. Hockey Night in Canada will continue in a moment.
Waiter. Waiter. Who is he?
Textiles?
Huh?
Super Lotto.
Shipbuilding.
Someday, your ship may come in.
Federico and Babbage have given the St. Louis Blues a 2-1 lead over the Blackhawks, trying to even that series at 1. Lysiak, the lone goal for Chicago.
Here, Vancouver leads 1-0, and there's the hero of last night's Canuck win, Gary Lupul. Darcy Rhoda has scored in this first period. Lupul from Powell River, British Columbia, and Rhoda from Prince George, BC. Jay Wells steers the puck to Larry Murphy. It's stolen momentarily by Ron Delorme, but recovered by Murphy to Wells. Putting it off the glass for Evans, failed to pick it up. Lindgren trying to keep it onside and can't. This is Dion in on Campbell. Dion shot, hit Campbell. Dion goes to that puck. Williams turned him around. Dion centering the puck. Lindgren ties up the man in front. Canucks come out. Taylor got away with a trip away from the play as Delorme shoots the puck in. Larry Murphy starts back for the Kings. Now to Marcel Dion. His pass went out the skate. Back goes Luke. In on Hardy. Luke will by Hardy, and Larry Murphy gets the puck. Williams missed him with a check. Murphy hands it into the right corner for Taylor. Up the middle for Dion, too far ahead. Lindgren. Pass tipped away. Puck went back to Campbell. Just puts it in the King zone. Larry Murphy takes over. Team's changing on the fly. It's 1-0 Vancouver. Steve Bozak coming in on Campbell. A drop pass. A shot. Brodeur made the save. The puck steered away from in front. Darcy Rhoda. Brodeur's having trouble getting up. Brodeur's still on the ice. The play is stopped. As Brodeur is down on the ice, injured in a pileup. Shake it up, man. Vancouver had better keep him healthy.
Oh, was that the pileup, Jim, or do you think it was a shot by Dion? Well, we're going to have another look at it, but watch everybody back in. Of course, Dion, he's going to go right at the net and then let that slap shot go. I really believe it was the shot that felled him, and then Bozak going for that rebound knocked into Brodeur. But Dion has such a heavy shot and hit right up in the chest protector area like a cannon. That's one thing, you can't let a guy like Dion shoot the puck. You have to challenge him, move out at him. And all the Canucks were doing was backing in. And of course, Dion, he kept going closer and closer to the net and finally unloaded that powerful shot.
Marcel Dion is now 9th in National Hockey League history in the all-time scoring list. And Brodeur shaken up a bit by the shot. That's Larry Ashley, the Vancouver trainer, talking to him. And there's Rick Hines, the backup goaltender for Vancouver, obtained right on the trading deadline from the St. Louis Blues as part of the trade for Glenn Hanlon. Other players obtained by Vancouver in the trade were Jim Nill, you're seeing tonight, and one of the Canucks not dressed, Tony Curry. Brodeur's going to be all right.
Yes, he is. And we're talking to Roger Nielsen. And the key to the LA Kings certainly has to be their face-off men. They're excellent in the face-off, but Roger was saying, you know, we held our own against them. We won 48%, so we kept close to even. And Gradine, near the end of the game, when the LA Kings had pulled their goaltender, came up with a couple of key face-offs for Vancouver.
8:40 left in the first period. It's 1-0 Vancouver leads. Doug Smith dumping the puck in. Brodeur stops it at the side of the net, puts it off the boards. Right back to Smith. Passes into the corner. Controlled along the boards by Bozak. Doug Hallward checking him. Puck still along the boards. Finally steered outside the line. Nill working for it, but it's controlled by Hardy. Mark Hardy turning with the puck as Nill chases him back. Rick Chartraw up the middle to Doug Smith. Coming in on Snips. And Hallward. The shot. Missed the target. The rebound. Tipped around in front. Out comes Kurt Fraser with Jim Nill. 2-on-2. Chartraw and Hardy are back. Nill couldn't handle the pass as Hardy did a good job tying him up. Campbell chasing the sliding puck in the Vancouver zone. Now Thomas Gradine putting it in. Dave Lewis scoops it out. Lars Lindgren controlling the puck. Pass is blocked by Jimmy Fox. He has a hard shot. Can't get it away. Tripped by Lindgren. Puck went loose. Bernie Nichols holding it, turning with it. Back to the point. Korav shoots. Oh, it just bounces off a leg. I believe it hit Brodeur. Went to the corner. Korav can really fire the puck. Nichols tried to center it. Fraser from back of the net. Took a hit from Kelly. Didn't get the puck out. It came out. The linesman said it's on the line. Plays goes on. Fraser steered it out. LA putting on some good pressure. 7:07 left, first period. Vancouver 1, Los Angeles nothing. Lindgren to Campbell. Campbell scooping it in. Lassard controlling it. Doing a little stick handling of it his own. Now to J.P. Kelly. Now to Bernie Nichols. And what a period this young Nichols has had. Winding up, shooting, it hits Snap. Rhoda and Halinka. Now Halinka with the puck. In on Larry Murphy. Halinka to Smeal. In front. Rhoda trying to swing it and missed it when checked in front. Halinka. Knocked off stride. Puck came out. He was taken to the ice and that hit by Wells. Rhoda shoots it in. 6:22 left first period. 1-0 Vancouver. Larry Murphy on a rush. Luco was interfered with. The crowd was yelling about that. Good moves by Larry Murphy. Centering the puck. Brodeur juggles it but covers it up. Live from the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Everyone knows Canadian Tire's the place for do-it-yourselfer mechanics. But it's also the place for don't-it-yourselfers. If you do it yourself, Canadian Tire has all the parts you'll need. If you don't it yourself, Canadian Tire's Auto Service Center has expert mechanics who'll do tune-ups, install brakes, shocks, and more. So you have time for more important things. It's Canadian Tire for those who do and those who don't. There's a lot more to Canadian Tire than tires.
Richard Badura has faced 8 shots so far in the period. The Kings have outshot the Canucks 8-5 at this stage, but Vancouver leads 1-0 on Darcy Rota's goal. Lupul and Bonner facing off, and Lupul's waved out of the circle. Williams goes in against Bonner as Williams talks to the linesman, Scampanello.
If you're looking for a key matchup, this is a checking unit that has to control the LA Kings of Simmer and Taylor. Shut them down.
Vancouver wants Tiger Williams on Dave Taylor and Ron Delorme on Charlie Simmer. And of course, the home team has the last change. It can usually match up the way they want to. Lupul holding the puck along the board, so it'll be another face-off.
Well, talking to Jerry Korath, we had mentioned the fact that, hey, you guys must be awfully tired, but looking at the way the LA Kings have played in this first period, you can't say that at all. And Coach Don Perry had mentioned it also. It's all a frame of mind. If you think you're tired, you will be. You have to think that you've got a lot of energy. Here again, the good checking of Schneps and company. You know, they're making you pay for it. Schneps, an excellent job. Taylor, also the second effort to get away from him.
Again, Taylor and Schneps, the battle for the puck in the corner. Lupul also there with Bonner, and again they covered up. A little extra work by Schneps and Taylor. Taylor complaining a little bit to referee Brian Lewis. Big Harold Schneps continues to play exceptionally well in the Vancouver defense.
Now, right from the opening face-off, there were a lot of talk. This will be a grinder series. The guys that are willing to make a sacrifice, to make a play, will win the series, and it's turned out to be that. A lot of hits by both teams, a lot of good corner work.
5:48 left in the first period. Vancouver leading 1-0 again. The face-off in the Canuck zone as Williams talks to Scampanello, who's going to drop the puck between Lupul and Bonner. Lupul won the draw, back to Schneps, takes it back of the net, slowed up there, got the puck on the boards. Ron Delorme just chipped it out. Jay Wells waits for his mate to get onside, dumps it in, Schneps to the puck. Checked right away by Taylor, and the puck is cleared out again, but the Kings keep controlling it. All Vancouver's doing right now is getting the puck out. Now Lupul racing after the puck with Jay Wells. Lupul considerably smaller, as you can see, bumped off the puck, keeps working for it. Now it's Simmer putting it back at the net. Larry Murphy bumped by Tiger Williams. The Kings start out. Ron Delorme broke up the play, takes a hit. Williams gets the puck, slides it in. There'll be a lot of give and take with people like Taylor of the Kings and Delorme of the Canucks colliding. Ivan Boldurev throws a check in center ice. Here's a shot. Bernard made the save. Lindgren scooped the puck to Boldurev. Boldurev turning away from Simmer. Got away from Mike Murphy. Elderbrink tied up. Nill gets the puck to Boldurev, bringing it in. Slowed up by Chartraw. Puck came outside the line. Kurt Fraser in on Mark Hardy. Nice move by Fraser. Centering it. Hit the puck. Close, but it's still 1-0.
Excellent action as Kurt Fraser controls the board so effectively and makes a pass across the goal mouth. But look at Lassard. He's down right now. He seems to be hurt. There was quite a collision at the goal mouth area with the puck nudging the goalpost and just sitting there, and Lassard is able to cover up. I like that effort that Fraser makes here. Looking for somebody going for the net. Now watch the pass come right out in front. Was that Nill?
Jim Nill, right.
Fraser gets away from Hardy with that good step, and somehow Nill gets away from Murphy, but the deflection went up against the goalpost. So close chance at both ends of the ice.
It's still 1-0 as Lassard is on his feet. Both goaltenders shaken up a bit at times in this period. Jim Nill, who's known primarily as a defensive forward, almost made it 2-0.
And the hardest thing to defend is when a guy is going at that net at full speed, because all he's trying to do is just get his stick on it for that deflection.
Lassard covering up the puck. There'll be another face-off between Gradine and Dion, and that was a matchup throughout the game last night. And they didn't start that way tonight, but we'll likely see Thomas Gradine against the great number 16 of the Kings, Marcel Dion, as Gradine talks to Fraser. Here's the faceoff. Dion draws it back. Lassard puts it behind the net. Moline going after it. Throws a check in the corner. Rick Chartraw with the puck to Mark Hardy. For Darrell Evans. Can't handle the pass. Steps chasing the puck. Icing waved off. Mark Hardy with the puck. 4 minutes left, first period. Moline doing a good checking job on Hardy, who falls. Fraser gets the puck. Kurt Fraser. Still Fraser. Loose puck. Moline knocked off the puck. Keeps working for it. Hit the post. Lars Moline hit the goalpost. Fraser's going to get a penalty for cross-checking Chartraw after Chartraw took a penalty, and there's that lack of discipline again in front.
Well, it's happened 3 times, twice to the LA Kings, and this time to the Canucks when they had a delayed penalty going for them, and it's evened up with the retaliation.
Good action. The Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from Vancouver.
When your lights go out.
Where's the flashlight?
In that drawer, but it's been there for ages.
It'll never work.
Sure it will. It's got Duracell batteries in it.
These Duracell batteries are 2 years old. Will they work? Yes. And in tests of 2-year-old Duracell batteries against brand new regular carbon batteries, 2-year-old Duracell still lasted longer. Duracell. The copper top battery. No regular battery looks like it.
Or lasts like it.
This is quite a replay you'll get here from the high vantage point. You can see Moline shake off a check, and again, the LA Kings trying to fish for that puck instead of running into Moline. Gets a good shot away, hit the goalpost. But a good effort by Moline to try for that goal.
Rick Chartraw, 2 minutes for high sticking. Kurt Fraser, 2 minutes for cross-checking after Chartraw's penalty was called. And 16-18, 5 aside. Doug Hallward shoots, missed the net. Vancouver's getting a lot of chances here, but they don't put that puck in the net when they get those chances. 2 goal posts in the last couple of shifts. Steve Bozek rushing in on Harold Snep. Moves by Bozek. Bozek gets from back in the net. Korab couldn't get the shot away. Harold Snep from back of Richard Brodeur. Snep starting out to Ivan Halinka. Coming in with Stan Smeal on his left. Halinka makes a move right in. Oh, he flipped the puck. And it went over the back of the net. He lost his helmet. With one hand on the stick, he got that much on the shot.
Did he ever? You know, some guys don't shoot it that good with 2 hands. What a player.
Got great strength, no doubt about that. Doug Hallward with the puck. Halinka's still out there with his helmet lying on the ice. Now the play is called as the puck was knocked out of the air with a high stick. What an effort by Halinka.
Now, the more you look at Halinka, the more he reminds you of Frank Mobb with the height, the reach, the tremendous ability, puck control. Now watch this shot. Just over the net. You know, it would have been very embarrassing for the LA Kings because they had 3 players back, and Halinka almost split the 3 of them to go in there. They had Korab and Lewis back. If the lone forward is back there, we always said that why not have that guy trail behind the defenseman in case that guy splits the defense. He can always pick him up as a safety belt.
Playing the Los Angeles zone again as Mill was hauled down. Out comes Larry Murphy with the puck. Murphy rushing. Good pass. Taylor brings it in. Smith shot caught by Brodeur to Belland. Vancouver leads 1-0. Belland lost the puck, recovered as he got it to Sneps. To Gradine. Surrounded by Kings at center ice. Comes out with the puck to Sneps. Slowed up by Murphy. Doug Smith with the puck. Mill missed him with a check. Smith rushing in on Belland. Belland blocked the shot with a good move. Dropped down at the right time. They were rivals last year in junior hockey. Neil Belland with Gradine on his left. The pass for Gradine just out of his reach. Oh, he took a hard hit from Wells. Gradine was pretty vulnerable there, wide open to that check. 1:40 left in the period. Chartrand, Fraser out of the penalty box now. Team's at full strength. Vancouver leads 1-0. Darcy Rhoda scoring the goal at 6:10. And both Nill and Moline have hit goalposts in this period. Vancouver's now called for icing.
The play back and forth. There have been very few whistles as both teams again apply the pressure. Dion again on that line with Evans and Murphy. They broke up that $1 million line the last game in Edmonton to try to spread out the scoring punch. It worked in the 5th game against Edmonton, but last night held in check by that good checking line of DeLorme, Lupul, and Williams.
Lupul and Dion on this big face-off, and Lupul won the draw. Back to Lindgren, to Campbell from back of the net. Watched by Mike Murphy out in front. Hard pass. Here's a breakaway for Tiger Williams. He's caught by Mark Hardy. The save, the rebound. Ron DeLorme backhanded it wide. Williams in front to DeLorme. Missed the pass on the edge of the crease. Well, it's a checking line, but it almost scored there. Now in comes Darrell Evans, the quick shot. Brodeur made the stop. We're in the last minute of the first period. Lupul with the puck. Bringing it in. Williams couldn't get in through the defense. Campbell kept it in. Lupul to Smeal. Good save by Lassard on Stan Smeal. Lupul to Campbell. To Lindgren. Shot wide. Stan Smeal from the boards. Lupul missed the pass. Lindgren with the puck. Right in. The save. Williams tried to jam it in. Lassard kept it out. Williams throws a stick away in disgust as he missed another great chance. What action? Let's take another look at that action. That's Lars Lindgren. Watch Williams in front. There. It didn't go in. Look where it is. Oh. Now from up in the rafters, Lindgren. Now there's the puck, there's the tagger, and there's Lassard, and it's still 1-0. Lars Lindgren injured his shoulder in the last game of the Calgary series, did not play the last half of the game, was a doubtful for the opener last night, but has taken a regular shift. And a lot of discussions going on after that action in front of Lassard. As Williams, Lupul, and DeLorme, primarily a checking line, come awfully close. Taggart talks to Ryan Lewis. 23 seconds left in the period. Vancouver leading 1-0. Not dressed for Vancouver tonight. A string of players. Injured defenseman Kevin McCarthy, Rick Lance, and Yuri Bubla. And healthy players on the roster, but not in the lineup, are Ole Brasser, Jerry Miner, Tony Curry. And there they are up along behind us. There's some of the Los Angeles boys right behind me, and up behind them the Vancouver boys included in that list. McDonnell, Schlievener, McDonald, Curry, Miner, and Brasser. And there they are. For Los Angeles, not dressed, Phil Sykes, Greg Terrian, and Al Sims. They're healthy, but out of the lineup tonight. Kings 3 men over the limit that have no injury problems. The Canucks have a few, especially key ones. Kevin McCarthy. Here's a quick break for Charlie Simmer. Coming in on Harold Stitt. The shot. Brodeur made the save on Charlie Simmer. From the corner, back to the point. Time runs out before Korup can get the shot away as the first period ends. What a period. Los Angeles outshot Vancouver 12-11 in that hectic opening period. So after one period, the Canucks, on a goal by Darcy Rhoda, lead the Kings by a score of 1-0, and here is Steve Armitage.
Thank you, Jim. Coming up during our first period intermission tonight, we'll recap the playoff picture for you with highlights from last night and tonight. I'll be talking to the Vancouver Canucks defenseman Harold Sneps, and Gary Dornhofer will have an interview with the LA Kings' Mike Murphy. And so the score at the end of the first period is Vancouver 1, the LA Kings 0.
Harvey Lazybones, a mellow fellow, loved to relax on a soft, plump pillow, watching all his favorite shows, twiddling thumbs and wiggling toes. Harvey just loved doing nothing at all, and that's why he turned into a big, fat ball. That's the way the body goes, a big, fat ball with thumbs and toes. A trip to the fridge is quite enough to make you pant and huff and puff. Then there's all the wear and tear of getting back into your easy chair. But here's good news. Anticipaction says it's time you got back into action. Time to give yourself a chance. Go for a stroll. Dance a little dance. Paddle a boat or pedal a bike. Walk up some stairs or go on a hike. Do push-ups and sit-ups. Chop some wood. Deal with the wheel. They'll all do you good. So welcome back into shape. The mirror's your witness. You look and feel really great when you're into fitness. Every day, more than 75,000 Canadians go to work for CN. These people are responsible for running our businesses profitably. Those profits enable CN to grow, expand, and diversify. That's good for our businesses, the country, and the Canadian people. In short, that's good business. CN, in business for Canada. Tomorrow morning, this man has to make a crucial decision.
Our copier's got a microprocessor. Who's that? This copier's got the works in a drawer. It's the latest technology.
Sure, we've been in the business a long time. Almost 2 years.
Look at the deal I'm giving you. It's just as good as a Xerox.
Xerox? When you've heard all the stories, remember, Xerox. Nobody ever went wrong being fussy and stingy.
This is Dick Irvin in Boston, where the Bruins and the Nordiques had quite a hockey game in their series opener. A well-played game, a fast game, a very cleanly played game. And the Bruins came from behind and won it in rather dramatic fashion, with a goal with just 55 seconds left in regulation time. The teams were tied 2-2 at the end of the first period, and it stayed that way through until the 8:10 mark of the third period. And then the Nordiques scored. Goulet and Cloutier combining. A shot that deflected down and in underneath Mike Moffat, the rookie goaltender. Cloutier's second goal, and the Nordiques had a 3-2 lead. But less than 2 minutes later, a super individual effort by Steve Kasper as he gets by defenseman Dale Hoganson and beats goaltender Dan Bouchard, who again was very hot in goal for the Nordiques. That made it 3-3. It looked as though the teams might go into overtime. They went into the final minute of play, but watch this great move by Ray Bourque, number 7 of the Bruins, who steps around a defender and rifles a wrist shot low inside the post. Bouchard partially screened on the play. The Garden went nuts, a capacity crowd, and the Bruins had won the game as they hung on 4-3. They outshot the Nordiques 38-24. This is Dick Irvin reporting on the Nordiques-Bruins series from Boston.
Quite a surprise in Long Island last night when a 22-year-old rookie defenseman scored the winning goal for the New York Rangers against the Stanley Cup champion New York Islanders. Let's look at the highlights, and the Rangers opened the scoring in a hurry. This rush paid off in a goal by Ron Duguay, his 4th of the playoffs. Duguay will set up in front and slide it under a falling Billy Smith. But the Islanders strike back from long range. Langevin scores on the slapper. Then Cam Connors scores for New York, a goal by Bossy. And Nystrom scores from the side of the net, 3-2 at this point. McClanahan gets the tying goal for New York. All of this in the first period of play. Now watch this spectacular goal by Robbie Fatorik in the second period. A fake there, around Smith, it's in, and the Rangers lead 4-3. But oh, you guessed it, John Tonelli and Bob Nystrom are out there. And Tonelli gets the tying goal at 15:44. There it is, tied at 4. Looks like overtime, but watch this. Ruotsalainen, the 22-year-old, scores from the point. From Potillo, less than 2 minutes to play. A wild scramble at the end. But the Rangers hang on to win the hockey game 5-4 and take a lead in the series. Now we're in the Checker Dome at St. Louis. Mistake in the St. Louis zone. And Higgins pays off with a Chicago goal, scoring unassisted. Then it's Hutchison from the point to put the Blackhawks in front 2-0. He's set up by Savard. Into the second period, Klassen scores the first St. Louis goal, and then a goal here by Babbage as he bats the high puck down, slides it through. It's tied at 2. And the Blues aren't through. Prombeen comes through with a score from Brownchild and Patey.
and the Blues take a lead it 3-2 at the end of 2 periods, but the Hawks open quickly in the third at the 19-second mark. Savard scores from Fox and Feimster. Then at 2:39, Tom Lysiak, the veteran, puts the Hawks in front 4-3. There's his goal. Midway through the period, Bannerman, who was exhausted, gave way to Esposito. Here's a rush now by the Blues, 2-on-1. Little Joey Mullen slips it through. Tied at 4 with time running out. But one more goal coming up. And Doug Wilson, a strong candidate for the Hart Trophy this year, is the NHL's top defenseman, takes a pass here, drills one past Liut, 5-4, Chicago at the 14:44 mark of the third. Chicago wins the opener with St. Louis. Action from last night in Stanley Cup 82. Coming up next, we'll have highlights from tonight's games. The Islanders against the Rangers, Boston meeting Quebec. Hockey Night in Canada continues in just a moment.
Ah, Mr. String. I will deal only with the best, so be good and be fast, or you will come with me. You succeed. So now, and for time to come. And Midas Muffler is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. I will return. And we'll be right here, friend, where we belong, on top.
When you buy a new car, you want to keep it looking new. And that's easy with Armor All Protectant. A scientific formula that took a polymer chemist 10 years to develop. It helps keep rubber, vinyl, leather, and plastic looking new. So even though you can't keep your car from getting old, you can keep it from looking old. Armor All. It's science, but it works like magic.
A phenomenon that has always puzzled me is why some people settle for the ordinary when they could have the extraordinary. Perhaps its cause is simply a lack of knowledge. Fortunately, I've never had that problem. So choosing a home videotape recorder was relatively easy. I chose the Sony Betamax, for when I observed how it performed so many complex technological functions with such ease and simplicity, I no longer saw a machine. I saw genius.
The genius of Betamax, only from Sony.
Heart of my heart, I love that melody. Heart of my heart brings back a memory. I know a tear would glisten if once more I could listen to the gang that sang Heart of my heart.
After one period of play here at the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, it's the Canucks leading the Los Angeles Kings 1-0 on a goal by Darcy Rhoda. Right now, we're going back east and show you some highlights from tonight's action in Stanley Cup 82. And first of all, we'll stop off at the Gardens in Boston, where the Bruins are playing Les Nordiques. It's Game 2 in their division final. Remember, the Bruins won the opener 4-3, and just like they did in Game 1, Les Nordiques opened the scoring with a goal from Wilf Paymont. Paymont all alone with a wide-open net. Boston tie it up with a strange goal. Casper comes around the net and slides it across the crease where it hits the skate of Keith Crowder and gets by John Garrett, who was a bit of a surprise starter tonight in place of Dan Bouchard. The Bruins go in front 2-1 with a beauty from Rick Middleton. He's knocked off balance, plays it neatly with the skate, and then slips it into the open side right there. Les Nordiques tie it up at 2 with a deflection. Former Vancouver Canuck Mario Marois with a shot from the blue line, catches his stick, and beats Moffat in the Bruin goal. In the second period, the Bruins need only 37 seconds to go in front 3-2. Middleton with a pass into the slot, converted there by former Victoria Cougar Barry Peterson. The Bruins make it 4-2, still in the second period. Keith Fergus with a long shot that beats Garrett high to the left side. Garrett not particularly sharp in this game tonight. 5-2 Boston. Middleton sets Peterson in motion. He's one-on-one against Dupont and beats Garrett with a backhander. Again, Garrett not looking too sharp. Keith Crowder with Kerr and Terry O'Reilly close out the Boston scoring. Marion Stasny and Goulet for Quebec. Boston win it 8-4, lead the series 2-0. Now let's go to the Coliseum in Nassau County on Long Island. Game 2 in the Patrick division. Islanders against the Rangers. Denny Potvin with a long shot, just like the puck had eyes all the way. 1-0 Islanders. That's a power play goal coming at 5:34. Butch Goring then links up with Billy Carroll. The Islanders score a shorthanded goal, a big one. 11:03 to make it 2-0 Islanders. Merritt wins the faceoff, gets it back to Potvin. And then he slides it past to Kallur in the corner, and then Kallur in front to Dwayne Sutter. This goal coming at 16:29. The Islanders in front 3-0. Then it's the Sutters all the way. Brent to brother Dwayne. 10:21, second period. Another goal for the Islanders. Mike Bossy takes a drop pass, fires his 4th goal of the playoffs between 2 pairs of legs, and the Islanders lead 5-0. Then the Rangers, Dave Maloney with a shot from the point, deflected by Robbie Fatorik between the pads of Billy Smith. It's 5-1 Islanders at 17:34 of the second. Trottier and McEwen round out the scoring for the Islanders. They win it 7-2 and head back to New York with that series tied at 1. Coming up next, we've got interviews with Harold Sneps and the LA Kings' Mike Murphy. We'll return with the Stanley Cup playoffs in just a moment. On a goal from Darcy Rhoda, the Vancouver Canucks are leading the Los Angeles Kings 1-0 after 1 period of play here at the Pacific Coliseum in Game 2 of the Conn Smythe Division Final. With me now, Canuck defenseman Harold Sneps. Harold, my imagination, or did both clubs seem to play with more intensity in that opening period than they did last night?
Well, I think so. Definitely so, I should say. We were a little rusty after a couple of days rest, and I think they were a little tired from their game against the Oilers. And so I think both teams know what we have to do to win. You know, they're both playing defensively. Both goaltenders are playing great. And it's going to be one heck of a series.
I think everybody expected the LA Kings to be a little tired after that tough series with the Oilers. Are you doing anything special to make them work a little harder, to get them a little bit more fatigued?
Well, we're trying to hit more. We're not hitting as much as we did in the Calgary series because their forwards are a little smaller and a little quicker and more mobile. And so it's hard to really take advantage of the hitting game, but we're still trying. And, you know, it's going to be tougher in LA, so the pressure's on us in this game.
Everybody has talked about the tremendous discipline that Roger Nielsen seems to have installed on this hockey club. What's it meant to Harold Sneps in your role on the blue line?
Well, I know this year what I have to do more specifically than any other year. I know my role. I know what I'm capable of doing, what my defense partners are doing, what the other teammates are doing. So once you get that all together, it makes the whole system a little easier to play.
Okay, thank you very much. My guest has been Harold Sneps of the Vancouver Canucks. Right now, let's join Gary Dornhofer and the LA Kings' Mike Murphy.
Mike, when we talk to somebody, we talk to a veteran. You've been with this hockey club for 8 years. Let's talk about discipline, the type of discipline you need to beat the Vancouver Canucks.
Well, Gary, I think that in order to beat them, we have to play our positions very well on our own end because they're an opportune team. They're going to take advantage of any small mistake we make. They don't have great offensive thrust, so you don't want to get 3 or 4 goals down to them because they're very disciplined in there, and they're not going to give us that offensive opportunity. So right now we're just trying to muck it and grind it out, and they've got a 1-0 lead, but I expect the series to shift back and forth with 1-goal leads an awful lot, and we just hope that we can score 2 or 3 times tonight and beat them.
Mike, did you expect a physical series?
Well, Gary, we really did because Vancouver's always played that way, and Harry Neal coaches that way, and that's the type of personnel they have, and they're going to go up and down, and they're going to muck. It's going to be on the boards and in the corners, and the goals that are going to be scored are going to be earned by all 5 or 6 guys that are on the ice because it's just strictly disciplined and physical hockey out there.
Thanks, Mike. We've seen it for 3 periods, and again in this second game. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gary.
Okay, Gary Dornhofer with Mike Murphy, number 7 of the Kings. As play is underway now in the second period, Vancouver leading 1-0. Darcy Rhoda scored the goal from Colin Campbell at 6:10 of the opening period as the crowd chants Lupel, with Luke going into the forecheck Dave Lewis, and the Kings get possession. Mario Lessard and Richard Brodeur, the goaltenders, as we're into the second period. The puck bounces to Brodeur, handles that tricky bouncer, gives the puck to Ron DeLorme, the pride of Goshen, Saskatchewan. Born in North Battleford, gets the puck to another Saskatchewan boy, the Tiger, and Lindgren shoots the puck in the Los Angeles zone. Some good forechecking along the boards by Williams on Charlie Simmer, but out comes Dan Bonner with the puck. Bonner and Taylor. Dave Taylor shoots. He scores! And it's a 1-all tie as Brodeur with a hard shot.
A good drop pass by Bonner. You're going to see Bonner as he's carrying the puck down the ice. Now he's allowed to have that blue line. The key to dropping the puck is to make sure it stays in that stationary position so that the winger cutting behind just has to step into it and fire it. And Taylor just overpowered Brodeur, got a piece of it, but slipped in the net. And I like what Mike Murphy said. Both teams will earn the goals they get tonight, and isn't that a fact?
That is Taylor's second goal of the playoff this year, his first of this series, and it's a 1-all tie. Taylor, one of the good, solid two-way wingers in the National Hockey League. A brand new hockey game. 50 seconds, the time of the goal. Here's a chance for Gradine. Drop pass, tipped away. Kings overskate. Mike Murphy lost the puck, a shot. A loose puck and Lazard is down. The shot hit Freezer in front of the Los Angeles goal. And Vancouver came awfully close to regaining the lead as Campbell shoots the puck in. Lazard leaves it back of the net. Mark Hardy with the puck. For Marcel Dion. Fraser and Moline move to check him. Mike Murphy with the puck. Gradine took him along the boards. Campbell tried to get the puck away from Evans. There's Darrell Evans, but the play was called outside. Taylor's goal was assisted by Dan Bonner, who made that good drop pass, and the other assist to Charlie Simmer at 50 seconds of the second period.
Well, the big guns, Simmer and Taylor, finally get on the board as they capitalize on that good drop pass. You know, you keep looking back at that first period, the good scoring opportunities Vancouver had and just not able to capitalize. And sometimes that comes back to haunt you. But, Jim, that's been the situation all year with the Canucks. Lots of chances, no goals.
Vancouver was 18th in the league in goals scored in the regular season. And they were 5th in the league in goals against. Jimmy Fox in on Colin Campbell. Fox, the drop pass. Nichols tied up by Campbell. Palinka with the puck. Long pass intercepted by Wells to Larry Murphy. Off the boards, put to the Vancouver line by John Paul Kelly, and the Canucks take over. Campbell to Hallward to Campbell to Darcy Rota, who has scored the Vancouver goal. To Doug Hallward, a former King. Slowed up by Kelly, who fell, checking him. Wells, forechecked by Smeal. Murphy misses a check, and Rota gets up slowly after crashing into the end boards. Bernie Nichols in the Vancouver zone. Try to center the puck. Rota's staying out there, but he's laboring a bit. And he's now going to have to go to the bench. Darcy Rota injured himself, missing a check when he crashed into the end boards trying to hit Larry Murphy. We'll watch and see if Rota is able to return to action. Snaps. Or Crawford. Lost the puck to Hopkins. He's been used sparingly. This might be his first shift. He's out there with Bozak. He high sticks with Nil. Play goes on. Snaps chasing the puck. In goes Hopkins to hit Snaps. Jim Nil goes to the puck. Bolderev on his right. Crawford cutting in with him. The shot stopped by Lazard. Covers up the puck. From the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, this is Stanley Cup 82 on CBC.
Thank you. Oh, and remember, at Holiday Inn, you get our no excuses guarantee in writing. Everything in your room will be right, or we'll make it right. No excuses, or that night you stay free. Enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
Now, what other hotel chain gives you that guarantee? A guarantee that comes from every one of us at Holiday Inn to you, because we want to take care of you. We give you a guarantee, not excuses.
We played 3 minutes and 19 seconds of the second period. Darcy Rota and Dave Taylor have scored the goals. Smith and Bolderev lined up to face off, but Lewis and Crawford moved into the circle. There's Mark Crawford. One of 6 rookies in the Canuck lineup. And a good skate save by Mario Lazard on Jim Nill's quick shot on the face-off. Lazard with another big stop. Hopkins checked by Crawford. Bellin put the puck outside the line. Jerry Korath drives it in high and off the target. Doug Smith with the puck. Hopped off his stick. Ivan Bolder returning. To Jim Nill, coming in with Crawford trailing. Nill centering it. And it's intercepted by Steve Bozak. Very quick. Bozak starting out. Dumping it in. Brodeur controls the puck for Bellinden. To Snep, missing it. Chance at puck for Taylor. He's bumped off the puck. Bellinden to Bolderev at the end of a shift. Bolderev dumped it to the corner to allow a line change. Kings coming out very sharp here early in the second period. Getting that quick goal to tie it at 1. Charlie Simmer with the puck to Rick Chartrand. The only player on either team who's been on a Stanley Cup champion with Montreal 4 times. Simmer doing some good work in the corner. And Ron DeLorme comes out with the puck. Passes to Campbell, to Williams. Checked by Chartrand. Took him off the puck. Taylor put it on the boards. Bonner and Campbell scrapping for the puck. Chartrand from back of the net. Icing indicated. A race for the puck. Lindgren catches up with it. Icing called in Los Angeles. Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from Vancouver.
Kmart. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary with a store full of bargains. Like these fine personal care products from Gillette. Track 2 Micro Smooth Twin Blade cartridges. Dry Idea Roll-On Antiperspirant, scented and unscented. Track 2 Conditioning Shave Cream. And Smooth, Gentle, Foamy Shave Cream in a variety of scents. Come on, everybody, celebrate 20 grand years of saving now at Kmart.
Face off in the Los Angeles zone. Just past the 5-minute mark, second period. Gary Dornhofer, not many whistles. You're not getting a chance to talk about people like Marcel Dion.
Jim, you're doing a great job. I'll just sit back and enjoy this hockey game because, again, the pace. I talked to the coaches down in the dressing room. They can't believe how the teams can keep going like this.
Well, a very evenly matched teams. They were during the regular season, although the Kings did have an edge. In comes Evans, making moves. The shot deflects off Lindgren. Mike Murphy put it back of the net. Lindgren steered it to the corner. There's Dion with the puck. In front for Larry Murphy. Centering it. Brodeur blocked it. Moline goes to it. Lost it. Tried to get it back as he took a check. Berdine couldn't get the puck out. Marcel Dion, drop pass, deflected away. Get Glenn Campbell. Colin Campbell to Thomas Berdine. And that got nowhere. Larry Murphy. Lars Moline with the puck. Lars Moline centering it. Intercepted by Dion. Execution continues as Dion comes in on Hallward. Dion making moves. Turning with the puck. Got it to Larry Murphy. In front for Fox. And the pass came to center ice. Lewis. John Paul Kelly shooting it in. Jimmy Fox racing after it. Brodeur put it to the corner. Kelly with the puck. Tried to center it. Fox missed it off the boards. Kurt Fraser scooped it out. Smeal couldn't catch up with it. Jerry Korav with the puck. It's a 1-all tie. Doug Hallward tried to pass for Rhoda. Broke it up. Jimmy Fox with the puck. Malinka tied him up. Rhoda put the puck on the board. Well, Rhoda's back in there after being shaken up earlier in the period. John Paul Kelly shooting it in. Brodeur caught it. Kelly again with the puck. Pass out in front for Fox. Tipped away. This is Korav backhanding it. Tipped away by Halinka. Ivan Halinka. Trying to get some room. Rhoda missed the pass. Jerry Korav with the puck. Intercepted by Stan Smeal to Campbell. Colin Campbell playing an outstanding game tonight, isn't he, Gary?
Sure is. You know, he doesn't play beyond his limitations. Just does the job very effectively.
Jimmy Fox shoots and it deflects wide. Fox again shoots. Brodeur stops it. Puck in front of the net. Halinka cleared it, covering the slot. Still in the Vancouver zone. Campbell throws a body check. Stan Smeal to Ivan Halinka. Rhoda's on left wing. Smeal couldn't quite get the return pass from Halinka, who made that cute move. Bernie Nichols clears the puck out. Good continuous action. It's a 1-1 tie. Mellon shoots it in, but Smeal is trapped offside. This is Hockey Night in Canada from the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver.
Merit presents John T. Malloy, best-selling author of Dress for Success.
The next time you're in a crowd, look carefully at the men. You'll very easily be able to identify the man who uses his wardrobe to advantage. Dressing successfully isn't difficult if you know what to look for in quality, cut, styling, fabric, or more simply, in a label.
Merit, suits, jackets, and slacks.
Merit takes the guesswork out of men's fashion.
18-year-old Doug Smith from Ottawa, one of the many top draft choices in the Kings lineup.
And Jim Smith was the only guy that played all 80 games for the LA Kings this past season.
In his first year in pro hockey.
Very durable.
Elderbrink to Bolderev. Bolderev tried to get it to nil, but the Kings take over. Steve Bozek with the puck. Crawford moved to him. Puck shot in the Vancouver zone by Hopkins. Brodeur cleared it away from Bozek. Steps, tried to get it out and didn't. Chartrand kept it in. Snap being hurried by Steve Bozek. Bolderev goes to the puck. Crawford lost it. Chartrand shoots way wide. Jim Neal and Mark Crawford are 2-on-2. Chartrand hustles back to help out defensively. Smith was also back there, and the youngster bounces Crawford to the ice. Chartrand to Bozek. Bolderev takes over. A one-all tie as he hits Crawford with a good pass. To Neal. Jim Neal right in. And Lassard scooped the puck away. Crawford centered it. From the line, Lindgren shot blocked. Hopkins and Bozek. Bozek with the puck. Got by Dillon. Bozek right in. The puck slid away. He got it again and tried to center it. Bonner shot. Brodeur caught it. Was going off the target.
The St. Louis Blues trying to even their series against the Blackhawks, and they did. So the series will shift to Chicago. Fedorko and Babbage and Mullen, his fifth in the playoffs, having an outstanding playoff. Lysiak, the lone goal for the Blackhawks.
Tiger Williams.
You know, we noticed that last rush, Jim. LA with their speed. Roger Nielsen mentioned it's very hard to contain them once they get the puck in their own zone. That will be our biggest test, how to stop the speed of the LA Kings, keep the puck away from them, and shutting down those good scoring opportunities.
Am I wrong, or is not Los Angeles controlling a lot of the play at this stage?
Yes, they are.
They're outplaying the Canucks at this stage of the game in a one-all tie. Almost halfway through the second period. Jay Wells with the puck. Good pass to Dave Taylor. Drop pass, steered away by Lindgren. Gary Lupel with the puck. Three Kings are back. As he weaves around looking for some help, gives the puck to Lindgren. He's sandwiched and wrapped into the boards by Simmer and Taylor as the play stopped for an offside. The score, the Kings won, the Canucks won. This is Stanley Cup 82.
Fresh air. For 50 years, we've been improving the way we move it underground. The payoff for Canadian miners is a cleaner, healthier, and safer working environment. Now, this little device should take us even further. It's a kind of weather vane that's so sensitive, workers can actually see how air is moving from half a mile away. It could soon form part of an even better controlled atmosphere system for Canada's mines. It's another advance in mine safety technology, and it's one we thought you should know.
Vancouver led 1-0 at the end of the first period on Darcy Rota's goal, his 9th in his playoff career. And then Dave Taylor tied it with his 6th goal in Stanley Cup play, his first of the playoffs, this playoff series, his 2nd this season in the playoffs. Brodeur caught out of position there, but the puck is steered out. So it's a one-all tie halfway through the second period.
Brodeur was looking at that corner board. He couldn't believe the bounce.
Here's a chance for Marcel Dion. He scores! A great goal by Marcel Dion.
A happy bench as they all congratulate Dion. But we've always said that Dion has such great lateral movement. Look at that move. And just waits for Brodeur to go down, slides the puck past his stick and pad. Oh, what a good angle we have from here. And that goal gives the LA Kings a 2-1 lead. The Kings have controlled this second period.
That is the 17th Stanley Cup playoff goal in the career of Marcel Dion. It comes in 10:02 of the second period. The Kings lead 2-1. Cora with the puck. Allward chasing the puck. Evans hustles in after it. Kings continue to give the Canucks problems in their own zone with excellent forechecking. A delayed offside is waved off as the puck is controlled at center by Dion again. Gordine with the puck, coming in with Fraser and Moline. Gordine to Moline, a weak shot. Lassard covered it up. The assist on Dion's goal went to Larry Murphy and Jay Wells.
Well, let's watch again as Dion cuts to the outside, just waits for Verdure to commit himself and slides it along the board. Dion does this better than probably anybody else in the National League except Gretzky, and where they're able to cut and weave. Good balance by Dion to give the LA Kings a 2-1 lead. And remember, Don Terry had talked about more intensity. Everybody, they are certainly getting it in the second period.
One of the great players in the game, Marcel Dion. His first goal of this series, his 5th. So far in the playoffs this year, 4 goals against the Oilers. It's a 2-1 Los Angeles lead. Kalinka to the point to Belland. Hurried there by Kelly. Smeel or Rhoda getting the puck in front. Smeel just missed the pass on the edge of the crease. Bernie Nichols in the corner, bumps with Halinka. Chartrand joins them. Jimmy Fox got the puck to Rick Chartrand. To John Paul Kelly. Dumping it in. Snips racing after. Look at the speed of Fox to get to the puck to Nichols. Right in. Bernier made a great save. Back of the net. Nichols centering it. It's steered away. Darcy Rhoda trying to get a breakaway. Darcy Rhoda looking for Stan Smeel. He scores! Stan Smeel. What? It's a 2-2 tie.
What action! What a goal! You know, just prior to that, the LA Kings looked like they were going to score. Open net. Vancouver was able to recover and come right down to the end. And Rhoda setting up Smeel. Well executed. You won't have a better 2-on-1. Rhoda waited till he got by Hardy and just slipped it right across to Smeel, and in it goes. But here's where the LA Kings looked like they were going to score. And Rhoda on a 2-on-1 break actually lost possession of the puck just momentarily and then slipped it to Smeel. Chartrand was doing his best to get back. Couldn't do it. And the crowd, I've never heard the crowd yell so much in this building, Jim, and I've been coming here for 11 years. They're unbelievable.
Well, it's normally a quiet crowd, but they've got a lot of reason to yell. It's a 2-2 tie. Lassard puts the puck over the glass. Smeel from Rhoda, and there was a second assist. We'll pass along shortly. Hockey Night in Canada will continue in a moment. It's a 2-2 tie. Hopkins or Larry Murphy shooting the puck in. Eldebrink is number 10. The puck bounces around in front of the net. Mark Crawford coming in on Jay Wells. Mark Crawford flipped it high. Boulder from the corner. Intercepted by Steve Bozak, coming away quickly with Doug Smith. Smith in on Lindgren, a drop pass. Larry Murphy shot hit Lindgren. And it went over the glass on a big play by Lindgren.
Absolutely, because of a 3-on-2 break by the LA Kings. That's not the type of game that Vancouver wants to get into, allowing those breaks. But let's have another look at the Smeel goal, where Smeel gets good position on Rick Chartrand, has a good stride on him, and Rhoda just waits. I like the way he has his head up. He was looking, lost the puck momentarily, recovered, and then slipped it across the net. But just prior to that, Vancouver had broken up a play right in front of their own zone. I don't know who it was. It may have been Halinka that deflected the puck up to Rhoda.
He did get the second assist on the goal by Smeel, so Halinka was a factor in the tying goal. And it came just a minute and 22 seconds after the great goal by Marcel Dion had given the Kings the lead. Lassard scooped the puck away. Lupo shoots. Good shot, good save by Lassard, and there's the tagger in front of the net. What a good shot by Lupo, but a great save.
Isn't it great to see players rise to the occasion? Both teams battling back. One gets the lead, the next one comes back. A miscue, and Lupo is able to grab a hold of it, let that wrist shot go, but the quickness of Mario Lassard just puts out that right pad and then is able to cover up. He has done an exceptional job of making the save and then covering up his own rebound.
7:36 left in the second period. A little tension in the stands.
This is fingernail biting time.
The Stanley Cup playoff in a couple of cities that haven't had a lot to get excited about in the playoffs, Vancouver and Los Angeles, and they've sold out the games in Los Angeles Sunday and Monday.
Jim, this is a shot in the arm for both franchises. The best thing that could happen for hockey against different teams, an opportunity of challenge for that cup.
Jerry Korav rushing with the puck. Good pass to Dan Bonner. Lost the puck. Lupo picked it up. Shot it in. DeLorme in after it. Korav bounces him. Simmer with the puck. Charlie Simmer comes out of that pileup with the puck. To Dave Taylor coming in on Campbell. Knocked the puck away. Taylor keeps after it. Campbell lunged at him and missed it. DeLorme didn't get the puck out on the first try. Lupo digs it out. Gets it to Campbell. To Williams. Bodies flying all over the place as Lupo and Campbell collided behind the play. Williams put Lewis to the board. Tiger Williams is going to get a penalty out of this. Williams and Lewis mixing it up. Right into the Los Angeles bench. And out of all this, Tiger Williams is going to come up with a penalty. And the intensity is building. From the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, the Stanley Cup playoff.
Me and Eloise couldn't get along without the CGE air cleaner. See, Eloise doesn't like cigar smoke and hates the smell of boiled cabbage. So, smoke and smells in here, fresh, clean air out here works good. As a matter of fact, the CGE air cleaner and deodorizer is the only thing that keeps Eloise and me together. Ain't it, my little flower?
Everybody anticipated a physical series. Well, what you see is what you get. Look at the bodies all over the place. Oh, and then finally Williams will take a penalty against Lewis. But it's been that kind of a game, second game in a row.
Los Angeles with a man advantage. A good effort by Larry Murphy to kick it. A shot just missed the net. Dion turning with the puck. Evans shoots. Blocked. Evans again. Right in. Passes. Missed the net. A great shot by Bozak. A chance in front. Berdure down with the puck. It's getting rough in front.
One thing you know, Jim, we're safe up here. Both teams playing with reckless abandon. Evans let the slap shot go. It was blocked by Hill. He was able to get his own rebound. But Bozak, what an opportunity at the open net. Shot it wide. But Berdure, time and time again, he'll come out and challenge that shooter. Force him to shoot it wide.
Penalty to Williams for holding at 13:07. Still a minute and 39 seconds left in that penalty. That's the first time in the game Los Angeles has had the man advantage. The Kings power play, very potent. Had a great series against Edmonton, 38% in the power play percentage. But Vancouver's penalty killing has been good all year, and it's really under pressure now. 2-2 time. Snepps is arguing with Scampanello, the linesman, as Gerdine and Dion are ready to face off.
You really have to look out for Evans. He plays the left point, but he's moved right into the slot area. Dion, being a right-hand shot, will try to draw to that position. 15 is Evans, has an exceptional wrist shot.
Larry Murphy, number 5, is the other man at the point. Puck went to the boards. Dion digging it out. Dion, good pass. Back to the point. Evans shoots. It's blocked by Lindgren. Evans with the puck again. Beyond to Evans. Coming in front. Evans. Larry Murphy. Intercepted by Jim Mill. Clearing it down the ice. Mill and Gradine go to the bench. Replaced by Lupel and Moline. Vancouver penalty killers. On defense, they have Lindgren and Sneps. Larry Murphy rushing with the puck. Mike Murphy. Centering it. It hit Moline. Sneps and Moline trying to cover it up. Sneps able to do so. And now Steve Armitage.
Coming up during our second period intermission, I'll chat with Harry Neal. Brian McFarland will bring us up to date on the Team Canada World Championship situation, and we'll have a World Hockey Report from George Gross, Hockey in Japan.
It'll be interesting to hear what Harry Neal has to say and what his position will be from here on in. I had a laugh when he said the other day, Roger, you're behind the bench until you lose, so just keep winning.
Roger Nielsen, and behind him Ron Smith, his assistant, and there's Harry Neal with his hand on his chin next to Jack Gordon upstairs at the press box. This is Neal's 10th and last game of a 10-game suspension. Lupel fighting for the puck, got it out. Jerry Korath to Darrell Evans. Evans, a 21-year-old rookie. Snep gets the puck down the ice. 40 seconds, 4-0 left in the penalty to Williams. Korath with the puck. Brodeur missed it. Taylor along the boards. Moline knocked down. Lindgren to the puck. He's checked. Gets a stick on it. Clears it out. Good effort by Lars Lindgren.
Well, it's amazing as you try to analyze all the players in both teams. Every guy has a role to play. Some are good skaters and puck handlers, others checkers, others hitters, and that makes for very interesting hockey.
Great rush there by Darrell Evans. Smith stood him up. And Gradine got the puck down the ice. The penalty to Williams is now open. There's the Tiger back out of the penalty box. Dave Taylor with the puck. Colin Campbell fanned on it. Got it out. Smeal has broken his stick. Trying to play the puck with his feet. And the play is whistled down. A little bit of high sticking now. Taylor and Hopkins. A lot of extra players on the ice here, so this could be an explosive situation. That stands Smeal in the middle of it all. Elbows, sticks. You know, it wasn't a rough game last night. It was not a major penalty. But we might have one in this one before it's over. As Dean Hopkins does a little jawing with Ryan Bozak holding him off. And they're cooling off. This Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from Vancouver.
Well, you're going to be in the spotlight. Don't you want an antiperspirant that goes on dry, fast, and easy? Try Menon Speed Stick Plus. It's not wet, not sticky, and it goes on fast and easy because it's wide and smooth and solid. Speed Stick Plus gives you long-lasting protection against wetness and odor. You can count on it. Menon Speed Stick Plus antiperspirant from the makers of Speed Stick, Canada's #1 stick deodorant.
A lot of pushing on this face-off. Rhoda and Hopkins as they line up the game. Vancouver have Halinka, Rhoda, and Smeal. The Kings have Smith, Hopkins, and Bozak. As Brian Lewis talks to his linesman, trying to keep a lid on things, an experienced referee, 41 years of age, 13th year in the league. Canucks win the draw. Colin Campbell took a hard hit from Hopkins, and he bumped him right off the puck. Smith to Bozak. Right in. Backhander picked out of the air by Richard Brodeur. As Steve Bozak, the kid from Castlegar, got the shot away, and now there's a little mix-up again after the shot. Colin Campbell being held away by Scampanello. And Smith and Rhoda look like they're going to scrap here off to the side. Brian Lewis gets between them, and Darcy Rhoda glares at young Doug Smith. It wouldn't take much, Gary, to have this one explode.
No, you're going to get some penalties this time, Jim. You know, as we look at the LA Kings, a lot of youngsters, but the 79 and 80 draft, you have most of the Kings players coming from that draft. In 79, there was Wells, Hopkins, Hardy, and Kelly. And then in 80, Larry Murphy, Fox, Bozak, Nichols, and Evans. So the Kings have drafted very well to get some of these youngsters in the lineup, and also a blend of experience. And there's the 18-year-old Doug Smith.
The Kings have 14 drafts in their roster right now, and 13 of them are in the lineup tonight, as Colin Campbell is in the penalty box with Dean Hopkins of the Kings, getting minors at 15:31, roughing the infraction. Vancouver's now had 5 minor penalties in the game, and Los Angeles has also picked up 10 minutes on 5 minors. Say at this time, I'd like to say a special hello to all you hospital patients and shut-ins, the many fans who can't get out to hockey games. Enjoy watching them on Hockey Night in Canada. Special hello to you shut-ins tonight. Hope you're enjoying this one. And of course, the next one in this series from Los Angeles, 7 o'clock Sunday Pacific time, 7 p.m. Sunday, the Canucks in Los Angeles.
Jim, when you got to score 2-2 and the way the first game went, every single face-off in your own zone becomes so important, and it's a responsibility of the center iceman to make sure everybody is in a set position before he goes into that face-off. You don't want anybody looking at the crowd or fiddling with his stick.
Darrell Evans to Larry Murphy, who scored 22 goals in the regular season, the most ever by a Los Angeles defenseman. Brodeur scooped the puck to Ivan Halinka. Put it behind the net to Doug Hallward, formerly played with the Kings and Boston. He was a first-round draft choice of the Bruins originally. Play goes on as Halinka was hooked, and the crowd thought there should have been a penalty, but Brian Lewis was right there. Larry Murphy's shot deflects wide off of Bellin's stick. Jay Wells shoots. Brodeur made the stop. Hallward is holding on Dion in front. From behind the net, Dion trying to center it. Dion with the puck again as Hallward lost his stick. Larry Murphy to the point to Jay Wells. Brodeur down. Bellin takes the puck out of trouble very coolly. Didn't get it out. 2 Canucks are now without sticks. 2 Canucks are trying to defend without sticks. Jay Wells from the point shoots. It's blocked by Smeel. Wells with the puck again. Another shot by Evans. Barely stopped. Larry Murphy. Smeel tried to check him without his stick. Wells to Murphy. Murphy. Right in. Shot hit wide. Smeel with his feet. How about this? Didn't get it out. Now he does get it out. How's that for an effort?
All Stan Smeel would have had to do was glove it to one of his teammates, and that would have stopped the play. But what an opportunity for the LA Kings as 2 players, Stan Smeel and Hallward, both had lost their stick, or they were both broken. Talk about knowing how to check, or you better learn how to check without a stick. They did a very effective job. Hallward did a good job on Dion in front of the net. Knocked him off the puck, but watch this, soccer style. Stan Smeel, there's the first kick, and then slide into the puck and get it out of the zone. What an effort.
I'd like to point out, too, there's a lot of competitive spirit, but after that flurry, Bernie Nichols of the Kings picked up Steele's stick and handed it to him as he was heading for the bench. Snip to Nil. Nil in on Chartrand. Chartrand tied him up effectively. Baldwin with the puck. Pushed off it on a good bit of work by Mark Hardy. Rick Chartrand to Bernie Nichols. To Jimmy Fox. Brodeur made a good save on Fox.
Yeah, there's another example when you give up that blue line, because the LA Kings are excellent at executing those drop passes. That's the second time now. You remember Taylor, he got the perfect drop pass and scored on the play. But Fox, who had over 30 goals in the regular season, lets that slap shot go, but Brodeur with a sure hand is able to make the catch. You know, you have a couple of real showmen out there in Nichols and Tiger Williams. When they score a goal, you're going to see quite a performance. Wouldn't it be great to watch them both score at the same time? Try to outdo one another.
2:26 left in the second period. There's a lot more action left. If it sounds like we're shouting, it's because we're competing with the crowd. We'll apologize for that. But it's exciting stuff here, and we're enjoying it. I hope you are, too, as Jim Nill dumps the puck in. John Paul Kelly chasing it back of his goal. Gets to the puck. Baldwin tying him up. Darcy Rhoda with the puck. Jim Nill in front. Couldn't get a shot. Rhoda right in. They're hammering at the puck. Rhoda took a whack at it. Rhoda and Kelly do some high sticking. Look at the intensity on those faces.
The eyes glaring, the hatred in the eyes. Now that's when you talk about mental toughness, being prepared to play, being prepared to go out there and do the job. Lassard trying to poke at it, try to jam up in front of that net. Bodies all over the place, getting knocked down, elbows in the face, and you just keep coming back for more. All right, let's talk about the importance of face-offs, how everybody lines up. There you have a good view of it from the Vancouver standpoint. So a guy at the far right, he's got to get out to that point man. There he goes. Now, once the Vancouver Canucks get position, you'll go to the right boards and wait for that pass out of the zone. But everybody has a job to do at the drop of the puck. In fact, they almost always say that anticipate the draw and cheat a little bit. Get out there as quickly as you can. That slot man and the two-point man, very important.
We have a little line juggling going on here. Now, the home team has the last change. And once in a while, there's a little confusion between the referee and the benches. And he, of course, will hold up his hand and say no more changes after this. Roger Nielsen, a little upset there at the bench about something on this change. I think he's feeling that Lewis didn't let him make the last change. But the lineup for the face-off in the King zone, Larry Murphy with the puck. Hill trying to check him. Murphy rushing well tonight, gets it out to Jimmy Fox. Now J. Paul Kelly's put it to the corner. Nichols with it there. For Fox. Rhoda stayed right with Fox. Lindgren joins him, takes a solid wrap. Jimmy Fox from back of the net. Steps checking him. Fox is tough to check. Very quick, stocky little forward.
Now there's a good example of Harold Schneps eliminating the man from the play. How often you see a defenseman just nudge the guy into the boards and right away he'll spin away and get back in a position to take a return pass. Now Schneps does it beautifully. Lines up Fox. All right, if I'm going to take him, he'll never get back in the play and he won't get a hold of that puck. Good defensive play, but both teams have done that so well.
Harold Schneps from Edmonton.
Jim, you're talking about that fast change. Roger Nielsen mentioned it last night that Don Perry waited for the last second and then was able to make a line change. And when Roger wanted to change, the referee said, no way, time's up. And they normally get that last opportunity.
Of course, that doesn't happen too often. It's sometimes a little communication thing between officials and coaches. Both have a job to do. Hallward bumping along the boards. In a battle with Dave Taylor, Hallward wins the fight for the puck. Got a little trouble near the blue line, but got it outside the line. And again, it's dumped in. Campbell goes to the puck. Colin Campbell. His pass intercepted by Dave Lewis. Dave Taylor from back of the net. Charlie Simmer trying to come in front. Purdue made a good save on Simmer. Close call. And Charlie Simmer, a great goal scorer in his career, showed some of that ability there. We're now in the last minute of the second period. A 2-all tie. Not booing here. They're chanting Luke, as in Gary Lupel, number 7 in the Vancouver lineup. Here come the Kings again. Number 7 of the Kings is Mike Murphy. Shoot! Baddour makes another good save. Ron DeLorme took a bump. Doug Hallward put it high off the glass. Rick Chartrand takes over with 30 seconds left in the period. Chartrand shooting it in. But the play is offside at the Vancouver line.
I'll say one thing, Jim. The next time I'm up here with you, I'm going to wear my shoulder pads because you're giving me a lot of elbows every time there's a hit against the board.
You never gave out an elbow in your life? You were second to Gordie Howe in all-time elbows.
You know, I looked at Charlie Simmer's stick this morning. He had such a big hook in the middle of the stick, and I wondered how he could ever get a backhand away. Well, he showed me that he could. Let that come out of the corner. And Brodeur had to make a good, quick glove save.
23 seconds left in the period. 2-2 tie. Schneps goes back of the net for the puck. Right away checked by Mike Murphy, and the puck goes into the seats. And there's the scramble for the souvenir. On a rainy night in Vancouver. It did rain here today, and there's Kurt Fraser having a talk with somebody. It does rain here on occasion.
Look, and I like the West. I love the people out here, but I've been coming back for 11 years. I have never seen a sunny day in Vancouver. Now, what are you telling me?
Yeah, but when we get one, it is beautiful.
Well, don't make any mistakes. Dump it out. Murphy taking the hit against Harold Schneps, and then Fraser has a few words to say. Very testy of him.
A shot by Darrell Evans. Missed the target and goes back into the King zone. 8 seconds left in the period. Stan Smeal tying up Jay Wells. Fraser bumping in the corner with Mike Murphy. The time runs out, and the second period is over, and there's lots of intense action for these goaltenders to come.
Well, another good period of hockey. Both teams playing with a lot of emotion out there, really wanting to win very badly. It's important for the Vancouver Canucks to go 2-up before they head for LA. But the third period will be the team that makes the fewest mistakes in their own zone that will win the hockey game.
The Kings outshot the Canucks 13-7 in that second period. So the score after 2 periods, Vancouver 2, Los Angeles 2.
Hi, I am A. A isn't fat. Let me tell you right off the bat, these days fat is not where it's at. But how can I go from fatness to fitness? Watch me right here. You be my witness. And get up and get moving. It's time for action. Start walking. That's a step in the right direction. Take one extra step. From walking to hiking, one more step gets you right up to biking. Soon the shape you're in will be more to your liking. You'll feel like a hero, a cowboy, a Viking. You may never become a champion swimmer, but a few laps a day can make you slimmer and trimmer. Play ball games and all games like soccer and tennis, and suddenly your weight is no longer a menace. Soon you're smooth and lean like a fox, all hustle and muscle, just like an ox. Yes, little by little, you're fit as a fiddle. Now I am the I wanted to be. And getting into fitness has done it for me. Hoo-hoo!
Canadians are into fitness now.
Pharmasafe sure gives me a lot of help for my cold.
He got it at the Pharmasafe price.
Ow! Daddy's shaving cream. That's okay. We got it at the Pharmasafe price.
She got it at the Pharmasafe price.
Pharmasafe, now serving BC with more outlets than any other drugstore chain. All with the same great Pharmasafe prices.
No denture cleaner again, Albert.
That's okay. I got it at the Pharmasafe price.
Get it at the Pharmasafe price.
Your Greater Vancouver Ford and Mercury Dealers Service Guild introduced the lifetime service guarantee for cars and light trucks. Pay a participating dealer to repair covered parts once and never again. Available at no extra cost on new or used vehicles, regardless of age or where purchased. For as long as you own your Ford or Mercury car or Ford light truck. Lifetime service guarantee. You never pay twice. Contact your Greater Vancouver Ford and Mercury Dealers Service Guild.
After 2 periods of play here in the Conn Smythe Division Final between the Los Angeles Kings and the Vancouver Canucks, we've got a 2-all tie in Game 2. The National Hockey League isn't the only place where they're playing hockey these days. Of course, we've got the World Championships currently underway in Finland, where Team Canada is playing. And tonight, George Gross has a World Hockey Report, Hockey in Japan.
2 years ago, the World Hockey Report visited the Orient for a look at Canada's Olympic team and Gary Monahan, the much-traveled former NHLer. Now, we are back again in this special playoff World Hockey Report. And who is better qualified to talk about hockey in Japan than the Bennett brothers, Kurt and Harvey, who once were among the toughest competitors in the National Hockey League. And now, here is Kurt, who has been playing in Japan for 2 years.
So, the day begins early when a younger player called a kohai says kisho, or wake up, to his sleeping teammates. The team lives together in a clubhouse during the season. Even the married players live in the clubhouse, apart from their families. Everyone sleeps on a floor of straw-like material called tatami, in sleeping bag-like beds called futon. The Japanese conserve space whenever possible, and the futons are rolled up and stored away so the room can become a dining room. While the team cook prepares breakfast, the younger players spread small tables. Koike-san doles out the most popular food served with every meal, rice. Another younger player, Akio-san, ladles the soup. A Japanese breakfast includes such tantalizing foods as raw eggs, fermented beans, pickled plums, salmon, and seaweed. Japanese culture stresses the group over the individual. The team eats, sleeps, meets, and exercises together. On game day, the coach always holds a meeting, which to us has a different ring in Japanese.
My brother Harvey and I are the two gaijin, or foreigners, that each of the 6 Japanese teams is allowed. We sometimes are asked to add some of our NHL experience, which can include loosening the team up. As different as the culture is, the players prepare for the game the same way as North Americans. One difference is that each player sharpens his own skates, something very few professional hockey players do on their own. Ohashi-san humorously demonstrates what the Japanese call kanjo, or the spirit of play when injured, as he walks with me to the rink. Yes, walking through downtown Tokyo in a full uniform is an experience. Since all 6 teams play in one city at a time, we dress in our clubhouse and walk to the game. Sometimes we pass others as bizarre as we are, like these Japanese teenagers imitating the dress of the American 50s. Each team has its own cheerleaders who prepare the crowd Japanese style. Politeness is important, and the teams salute the fans before the game. They salute the opposing team, then the captains approach the referees together to bow their respect. A Japanese referee wields more authority and respect than a North American. Criticism is impolite, and rarely do the players or the audience voice disapproval over his decision. If they do, he shows no patience. The cheerleaders exhort the team throughout the game. The fans yell, "Ganbatte kudasai," or "Do your best, please." Jeers and catcalls are considered bad manners and are seldom heard. Disputes happen, but Japanese culture discourages an outward display of emotion. If tempers are up, it's usually between the foreigners, like Russia's Yuri Lyapkin and America's Harvey Bennett. But Japanese players quickly restore decorum. The top team in the league features 2 former Russian national players, Vladimir Shadrin and Yuri Lyapkin. They specialize in scoring goals. But scoring goals is a happy experience in any culture. Japan shows how hockey can be enjoyed in countries all over the world. For foreigners like myself, it's a common language in a vastly different culture. From Tokyo, Japan, I'm Kurt Bennett reporting.
I hope you enjoyed our report from Japan. Who knows? The way international boundaries are shrinking, we may yet see a Japanese team compete in the Stanley Cup. Remember, we once scoffed on those upstart Europeans.
Hockey with a difference, but I think you'll agree it's still hockey as it's played in Japan. Coming up next, a chat with Harry Neal. Hockey Night in Canada continues in just a moment.
Somebody's on a real tight budget.
Somebody's got a muffler wall.
Somebody needs a friend to turn to.
I know where to go.
Be somebody. Come to Speedy. Be somebody.
Not bad. Lot less than I expected. Hey, babe, wanna go to the drive-in tonight?
Come to Speedy. Ain't place to go. Be somebody. Come to Speedy. Ain't place to go.
The following performance is brought to you by the Champion Spark Plug Company. We're starting the 1982 performance season with over 197 Formula One Grand Prix victories, domination of international motorcycle championships, worldwide use by major professional racing teams, not to mention surer starts, better mileage, and smooth, dependable performance. Next tune-up, insist on Champion Spark Plugs. Champion wins the world over.
You are witnessing the beginnings of a powerful new dynasty. You are witnessing the birth of Duramark, a strong new breed of dependable power equipment. Duramark. Power tools built tough, designed to give you the professional edge. Duramark. Available now at the Bay.
You know what? I've got a reason to switch to Bank of Montreal. I had a regular savings account, but I usually make my deposits somewhere in the middle of the month, so I couldn't earn interest on that money until the start of the next month. Then it was paid only twice a year. So I'm switching to a Bank of Montreal daily interest savings account. Earns me interest the day I make a deposit and every day after, and pays it to me every month. That's 12 times a year. You do have a reason to switch to Bank of Montreal's daily interest savings account.
After 2 periods of play in Game 2 of the Conn Smythe Division Final, it's tied at 2. The LA Kings 2, the Vancouver Canucks 2. With me now in our intermission studio, Harry Neal. Harry, let's get right to it. The 10-game suspension imposed by the NHL ends following tonight's game. What happens?
Well, we're not going to make any change at all. Roger's done a great job, and the players have responded in splendid fashion to him. And there's no way I'm going to come back and screw it up.
You said that if Roger lost, and I'm sure you said it in jest, that perhaps you might consider it, but no way.
No, we're not. He came in under tough circumstances, you know, and he's done a great job. I always knew he was an excellent coach when you coached against him, but when you see him prepare for a playoff series, then you know that he's probably even better than you think. And probably one of the best decisions we've made around here is to get him when we did. And I certainly missed the coaching, but I wouldn't think of coming back and spoiling what he's put together. I'm going to enjoy it. And maybe I can be a little more assistance now because I'm allowed to talk to him between periods or be on the headset.
Okay, Harry, you came in here a little long in the mouth. You weren't too happy with the way your club played through the first 2 periods, I suspect because of the missed scoring opportunities.
I thought we'd played very well in the last 8 or 10 minutes of the first period and could have had 3 or 4 goals, but I think they outplayed us that period, and they looked like they had a little more bounce than we did, and we started to make some I won't say panic, but some moves under duress that I didn't think the duress was there, and you won't get away with it all night. But after a little rest, and we figure we've been in every playoff game's the same for us. They're all 2-2 or 1-1 going into the third, so I think we'll come out on top. But we have to play a little better than we did that period.
One final question. The Canucks have always had trouble in Los Angeles. What are you going to have to do to win down there?
Well, LA plays it. They're a little easier to play against, although they usually score more goals, which makes it a little tough for us. But here, they're playing a very tight checking game, and down there with 16 howling fans, they're going to want to open it up and make it a good game. That's a tendency for a home team, and we got to go in there and shut them down, and we're not too concerned whether the 16,000 like the game or not. We're looking for the right outcome.
Okay, thank you very much, Harry Neal, the ex-head coach of the Vancouver Canucks, soon to be general manager. Coming up next, we'll be going to Helsinki and the World Championships.
Mom, we got a present for you.
When you get home. Let's go.
You can install the Stanley Do-It-Yourself garage door opener in about 4 hours. Everything comes in the box. Just assemble it, put it up, and plug it in.
Surprise.
The Stanley Do-It-Yourself garage door opener. It's a very nice thing to do for somebody else.
He did it so fast. You're terrific.
Give the gift that can be opened every day of the year.
Wanna help you do things right.
Come on, Gretzky. 5 up. 6 up. 7 up. 7 up. If anybody needs a 7 up, it's me. Okay. At last, a clean, refreshing 7 up.
And he thinks he's the greatest thing on ice.
The World Hockey Championships began this week in Helsinki, Finland. Team Canada started with a victory and had a loss today. Here's Brian McFarland with yesterday's win and today's loss.
Canada leading 6-1 at this point. Brian Propp, another Flyer star, scores from Vive and Smith. Now watch this play coming up by Finland's Janinen. A quick wrist shot from the blue line, and that fools Millen. The second goal for Finland. And we'll see it again. Janinen comes up over center. Watch his right winger stay onside. Millen may have been screened on the shot, but he lets it go by, and it's 7-2. Time for Sittler once again. He will make it 8-2 on this close-in play set up by Reinhart and Ryan Walder. Sittler with a pair of goals, and then Smith gets the 9th and final Team Canada goal to make it 9-2. Now we move to today's action against Czechoslovakia. And a much different story there as Hartsburg scores from Propp and Napier on the power play. Watch Milan Novi now. Team Canada in red, the Czechs in white. Novi scores to tie it at 1. And we'll see that one again from behind the net. Milan Novi, one of the greatest of the Czech players, ties the score. Yuri Lala had 3 goals after that for the Czechs. We don't see too many more highlights from here on. Lala was the big gunner. Smith missed an open net right here. Watch him to the right of your screen. The shots on goal, Czechoslovakia 33, Team Canada 13, 3-2 game with 4 minutes to play, but the Czechs opened up and won it 6-2 today.
Team Canada, the World Championships in Helsinki, Finland. Okay, right now let's update the Stanley Cup 82 playoff scoreboard for you. There you see the final. Boston over Quebec 8-4. The Bruins take a 2-0 lead in that series. The Islanders over the Rangers 7-2. That series now even at 1. And we have a final. St. Louis defeating Chicago 3-1. That series is now even at 1 game each. Okay, let's join Jim Robson and Gary Dornhofer.
Thank you, Steve. A look at the scoring summary through 40 minutes of this game. And there's the second period summary. Taylor's goal at 50 seconds into the period, set up by Bonner and Simmer. Dion's goal, a great individual effort, although Larry Murphy and Wells got assists. And then a spectacular goal by Smeal from Rhoda and Halinka. And you see the shots in the second period, Gary Dornhofer. Los Angeles had the edge in play, and that lineup really outplayed the Canucks.
Yes, they did, and you have to believe that the Canucks are intelligent enough to realize that they have to dig a little deeper. They have to give it a little more effort. Remember, the LA Kings are a fine skating hockey club. A lot of guys that can buzz out there. If you think they're tired, they're certainly not showing it. And I like what Don Perry had mentioned this morning when I talked to him. He said it's all a state of mind. You know, we're not even going to think about if we're tired or not. We're going to think positively. We got a lot of speed out there, a lot of talent, and let's just go out and work. If you think that way, you'll accomplish a lot.
The referee is Brian Lewis. The linesmen are Ray Scampanello and Ryan Bozak. The score is 2-2. The goaltenders, Richard Brodeur and Mario Lessard, and both have been standouts again tonight as they've been throughout the playoffs. Vancouver hasn't lost in their last 13 starts, including the end of the regular season. In fact, they haven't lost a game since the 13th of March. And there's Dan Bonner, a great junior out of Brandon, although his hometown in Manitoba. I got to look it up here just in case there's somebody watching tonight. In Deloraine, Manitoba. Korab to Lewis, who's from Kindersley, Saskatchewan. Dave Lewis dumping it in. Harold Snetz goes to the puck. Intercepted near the corner. Dave Taylor put it behind the goal. Battle for it near the corner. Ron DeLorme got it to Lupul. Lupul's pass is blocked. King's putting on some pressure here. From behind the net, Lupul with the puck. The crowd chanting Lup as he picks his way out of the traffic. Lupul in on Lewis, and the pass intercepted by Korab. Good pass to Mike Murphy. Backhands it in for Dan Bonner. Bonner from behind the net. Campbell did a good job checking him off the puck, and it's cleared out. Teams make their first line change of the third period, a 2-2 tie. Mark Hardy's pass was a two-line pass to Mike Murphy.
Now, Hardy had a badly sprained wrist. He got slashed in the game last night. He was doubtful. Al Sims, who has been called up from the minors, took the warm-up, but Hardy felt he was good enough to play in tonight's contest. LA very effective in the style they're using. They use all 4 forward lines, all 6 defensemen, play them evenly.
Mark Hardy comes from quite an athletic family as the Kurt Fraser whistles out shot wide in the net. Mike Murphy. Burdine moves to check him. Marcel Dion in on Colin Campbell. Still Dion. Still Dion. Brodeur just shoveled the puck in front of the net. Moline cleared it out. Every time that Dion goes in, look out.
Campbell did a good job there, just grabbing the stick of Dion. That's one way of stopping a guy from scoring. And have a difficult time putting it in if he can't use the stick.
Lars Lindgren up the middle, and he ices the puck. And that might have been one of those near panic moves that Harry Neal referred to a moment ago. From the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, this is Stanley Cup 82 on CBC.
Varathane. It's the clear wood finish made only by the Flecto Company for over 20 years. Varathane helps protect fine furniture, cabinets, floors, all your woodwork, and leaves a natural, long-lasting, professional finish. Plus, you get a choice. Original Varathane or easy-to-use Varathane 2 that cleans up with water. Either way, your wood never had it so good. Remember, Varathane or Varathane 2, only by Flecto.
Flecto, when you want to do it right.
The Kings and the Canucks. The Battle of the West. Wells kept it onside with a good effort. The shot by Fox hit outside the post. Jimmy Fox, number 19, with the puck. Scoops it to the corner. Kelly centering it. Oh, it just missed Nichols going to the front of the net. Darcy Rota to Stan Smeal. To Ivan Halinka. Trying to get it back to Rota. Fox turns away from Rota. Fox playing a very strong game for the Kings. A great little forward out of Ottawa. Kelly and Smeal. And the play goes offside at the Vancouver blue line as you look at the steamer from St. Paul, Alberta.
Well, you have a lot of grinders in the lineup tonight on both teams that do such good corner work and along the wings. And you know the forwards play such an important part now in this third period. The last thing you want is for your defensemen to have their face up against the glass all evening with that strong forechecking. So if you as a forward can just interfere slightly with the guy that you're watching, give the defenseman a chance to turn around, then they can come out very effectively.
So
Jimmy, it's a combination of all those things. Forward, defense, and goaltenders. You play together as a unit and do the small things that win hockey games.
Lewis and Crawford bumping for the puck. And they covered up to stop the play. Number 25 of the Kings, their captain, Dave Lewis.
He had mentioned that during this series, you know, you can't take chances in your own zone. If you don't have anybody to pass it to, the safest play is to dump it out. Don't get fancy. That's what teams will look for now, is a defenseman trying to carry the puck out of his own zone, try to strip him for that easy goal.
Korath checked by Nil on the inboards, and the puck came all the way out into Canuck territory. Icing might be called. Campbell goes to the puck. Icing is called in Los Angeles.
Well, just because I mention it doesn't mean you have to do it right away. Coach Perry is very hot right now.
He's 52 years old, and he was a playing coach in the Eastern League when he was 25. And he's been all through those low minors. Many years in the Eastern League, the International League, and now he gets his chance in the National Hockey League.
Jim, you think we do a lot of talking? He goes through a lot of words through in the course of the game.
Smith and Bolderev on the faceoff. Lewis and Crawford battling for the puck. Korath gets possession. A lot of bumping and grinding going on. A heavy-hitting battle at both ends of the ring. Campbell trying to get that puck away, but it's controlled by Hopkins, the big, strong winger, kicking it loose. Brodeur scoops it to the corner. Crawford puts it on the boards. Wait to Korath, who anticipated perfectly there. Smith. Bolderev trying to check him. Lindgren scooped the puck. Not out. Korath kept it in. Bolderev brings it out. Good pass to Crawford. Mark Crawford to Jim Nill. Spun around and knocked down, and Lewis took him out solidly. Lindgren to Crawford. Rookie Mark Crawford taken to the ice by Jerry Korath, and the fans don't like that. Dave Lewis too far ahead for Doug Smith. Icing called in Los Angeles. Lots of action. Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from Vancouver.
Providing their share of the family income makes a lot of sense to a lot of women these days. And so does buying life insurance. Think about your future and talk it over with a Mutual Life of Canada agent.
Life is a mutual
A sellout crowd capping off a night of hockey excitement in Vancouver. 16,413, including that lovely lady. 3:50 played in the third period, a 2-2 tie. Vancouver finally gets a sellout crowd for a playoff game this season. And another battle for the puck ends in a stalemate.
Now, the 4 minutes that have been played in this third period have been of a very sloppy variety, very uncharacteristic of what we've seen up till now, but both teams, again, not taking any chances. You noticed the puck was frozen against the boards in the corner, no movement, no area to go, so just hang on to it, get everybody ready to and regroup on that faceoff.
Lupul and Bonner on the face-off. Bonner won the draw. Lassard scoops the puck as he's bumped by Tiger Williams. Dave Taylor down the right wing. Snips tipped the pass back along the boards for Taylor. Snips came up with it again. And the Kings doing a good job of pinning those Vancouver forwards. The Canucks aren't getting that puck out along the boards.
Again, you see Schnips hanging onto that puck along the boards, or rather Tiger Williams. But a face-off, Jim, is a lot better than a giveaway. If you're not sure where your men are located, then you just hang on to it. And you'll see the players, a lot of communication going out there. Your goaltender alerts your defenseman if somebody's in there to forecheck. You should talk to one another, your center iceman and wingers communicating. If it's safe to go, dump it out or whatever.
A little discussion between Tiger Williams and the officials, and he's been known to talk to them before. And there he is lined up with Dave Taylor. Watch this exchange. Kings win the draw. Hardy shot blocked by Ron DeLorme. Hardy gets the puck to Bonner. Neil Bellin hurried by Bonner. Smith hurried by Taylor. And the Kings are doing an excellent job in the Vancouver zone. Mark Hardy from back of the net in a 2-2 tie. Taylor with the puck. DeLorme missed him with a check. Charlie Simmer coming in with Taylor. Smith tied up Simmer. Oh, there's a hook by Williams, and it went undetected as he hauled down Dan Bonner. Gary Lupel with the puck. In on Rick Chartrand. Lupel. Hauled down by Chartrand. Well, I think Brian Lewis has put the whistle in the pocket tonight, at least at this stage.
It went both ways. They could have called one against Tiger Williams and let another one go.
That's right. He could have given Williams one. He could have given Chartrand one, and he decided not to call the penalty.
Jim, one thing about a referee, if he's consistent that way and lets both teams, you know, where you're not going to call a cheap one, it has to be an awfully good penalty, then you can accept that. There's the play by Lupel, and then he's hauled down, but just prior to that, Tiger Williams hauled down an LA player, so that evened it out.
Well, the only difference is, though, Lupel had a scoring chance. Maybe there should be a penalty when a scoring chance is taken away. What do you think?
Well, I would agree there, but, you know, there was still another man back. Lupel would have had to go through one more player before he got in on Lassard. But it's going to be interesting now, Jim, what we've seen in the last couple of plays. Two apparent penalties, both of them let go. What type of call will be called before this game is over?
Gary Lupel having an excellent playoff. He was signed as a free agent, wasn't even drafted, and started this year in the Central Hockey League. There's Thomas Gradine, who originally was drafted in the 3rd round by the Chicago Blackhawks and was dealt to Vancouver for a draft choice.
Jim, let's face it, the referee's job is the worst that you can get. It's a tireless job, a thankless job, but they do a fantastic job, you know, throughout the course of a year. They don't have very many friends.
Oh, no question about the job they do, and one of the toughest jobs of them all. Who would want it?
You have to be desperate, eh?
You really have to love it. Gradine shoots the puck in. Number 15 for the Kings is Darrell Evans. Dion shooting it in. Dion goes to the puck. Larry Murphy from the point. Mike Murphy to the corner. There's Darrell Evans waiting for the pass, and there it is. He centered it. Wells at the blue line backhands it. Brodeur caught it. Lars Moline to Thomas Gradine. In on Wells. Back for Moline. Good check by Evans. He stayed with Moline and broke up the play effectively. Darrell Evans showing he can play both ends of the ring.
Well, both teams, the forwards are coming back. When they lose possession of the puck, they're picking up that trailer and watching that slot area. We haven't seen very many good scoring chances from a guy in the slot that's been left open.
This is Hockey Night in Canada from the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver.
Hello. I brought along a friend to help me tell you about the United Way.
Gordy and I and other professional hockey players are doing what we can to tell more and more people about the United Way. We urge you to get involved. Find out what is needed in your town, then volunteer some time to help out. Your time is as needed as your financial help.
You said that just the way I taught you. And now, if I can only get you to shoot both hands.
I think you are, Gordy. How?
Jim, let me clarify that comment I made. I meant in this third period, there haven't been loose men in that slot area. The first two periods, there were a few chances.
Los Angeles went to the first 6 minutes of this period without a shot, but they still had a lot of the play in the Vancouver zone. And we're giving the Canucks problems getting out of their own territory as Smeel gets up slowly after that collision with an old teammate of his in U.S. Winster, John Paul Kelly.
Even though the LA Kings have had possession of the puck in the Vancouver zone and applied that pressure, nobody's uncovered. Vancouver are taking the men so well, everybody is in a position to cover their checks. Well, the hitting goes on and the boards bend.
A shot by Harold Snips missed the net. Doug Hallward keeping it onside. Smeel tipped it to Rota, to Halinka. Tried to jam it in. Couldn't. Doug Hallward put it around on the boards for Ivan Halinka. Kelly bumps him. A lot of solid checking. When you get that puck and pass it off, you know you're going to get thumped. Fox's shot tipped off of Smith. Battle back of the net. The battle goes on. Halinka with the puck. Didn't get it out. It's blocked by Darcy Rota. Korath took him out. How do you like the effort going on there right now? Stan Smeel looks hurt, crashing to the ice. There he's trying to get up. He's hurting. You can see that. Boy, Smeel's a very key member of this Vancouver team, and he just struggled to the bench. I think he'll be back, though.
You can bet on it.
Yeah. It slides to Lassard. No icing. The clock says 12 minutes and 34 seconds left in regulation time, and it's a 2-all tie. Rick Chartraw rushing to the puck. Pokes it in. Brodeur scoops it away from Steve Bozak, and it goes into the seats.
You get the feeling we could be here till midnight?
Maybe longer. Stan Smeel crashed into the boards in his last shift and just struggled to the bench. You had a very good look at him there trying to get to his feet as one of the camera crew picked him up there, but
Jim, there's a lot of give at the top of the boards, but not much down by the bumper boards. He went down knee first. It looked like he was going to remain in that position for a while. A tough customer, and he got back up and probably won't miss a shift.
Smeel is the only Vancouver Canuck who did not miss a game this season. And you can be sure that many of those nights he was hurt but still played. Lupul and Bozak face off. Lupul got, or Nil and Bozak it was, and Nil got the draw. Boulder with the puck. To Campbell. Checked by Hopkins as he tried to roll it in and did. Nil goes in against Chartraw. Chartraw covering it up with his feet.
Harry Neal and Roger Nielsen have a lot of high praise for this youngster. Jim Nill never seems to play a bad game. Does his job so effectively. Realizes that he's not going to fill the net with goals, but an excellent checker and a grinder, the type of players you need in this series.
Harry Neal watching from upstairs. Jimmy Nill, a 24-year-old, just turned 24, as Crawford mixes it up a little bit there. Hopkins, big tough forward of the Kings, they talk it over. Nill was originally a 4th-round draft choice of the St. Louis Blues and dealt to the Canucks this spring. And there's rugged Dean Hopkins from Durham, Ontario, 22-year-old. Chartraw put the puck around on the boards for Steve Bozak. Steered it to center ice. Doug Smith in on Lars Lindgren. Drop pass. Hopkins couldn't control the puck. Lindgren winds up with it. Nill kicked it out. Chartraw goes to the puck. Two-line pass to Smith, stops the play. 11:42 left in regulation time, and there's Rick Chartraw.
Another guy that spent some time in the minors. Finally, with a change of attitude, he was brought back up, and he has been a stalwart back on that defensive position. And when you talk about defensemen that are going to move people around, you have to look at a Chartraw and look at a Jerry Korath and a Dave Lewis for that hockey club. They punish you when you stand in front of that net.
Chartraw, a lot of that career in the playoffs, of course, with the Montreal Canadiens. 11:34 left in regulation time, a 2-2 tie. Jay Wells is number 24. His pass intercepted. Lassard made the save on Ron Delorme. Another stop for Mario Lassard.
the newest member of the successful Lynx family of exceptionally fuel-efficient, fun-to-drive cars. The all-new 5-door Mercury Lynx with front-wheel drive and 4-wheel fully independent suspension in a world-class car of outstanding quality. The all-new 5-door Lynx proves you don't have to import quality.
In the King zone on this faceoff. Vancouver's first shot on goal was that shot by Ron DeLorme. That is the first shot of this period for Vancouver.
Well, that was the first good scoring chance of the third period, so that shows you how teams have played so well in their own zone.
Put off the boards and by Bonner, who's high stick by Williams. The play went on. Neil Belland with the puck. Intercepted. Larry Murphy. Lupo checking him. Dan Bonner, check by Step. Puck is centered. Lupo starting out with DeLorme and Williams. Lupo in on Wells. Lupo. DeLorme crashed into the goaltender. The sticks go flying, and Jay Wells, shaken up behind the plate, gets to his feet. He's looking for somebody.
He's looking for Williams. Williams caught him with a stick.
Jay Wells trying to get at Tanner Williams, who clipped him behind the play with his stick.
Wells having a few words for Brian Lewis. Lewis was following the play up the ice. Didn't see it.
Tagger says, who, me? I'd never do a thing like that.
Now Wells.
Hockey Night in Canada will continue in a moment.
These people are Nova people, at work throughout Alberta and across Canada. Special people whose ideas and expertise, skills and drive propel Canada into a challenging, rewarding future. A future where energy security is possible. Wherever energy is involved, you'll find us in action. In petrochemicals and petroleum, natural gas and manufacturing, pipelines. At Nova, we have the energy to get things done.
Now Lupo makes a good play around Wells as he just escapes that body check and then cuts towards the net. There's going to be quite a collision in front. Now look at Wells and watch Tiger Williams come through. Oh. Now I guess if you're Wells, you would certainly want to complain. I think what to watch for now is with the next time Wells is out on the ice, will he retaliate and take a bad penalty? He got 3 last night. He was in the penalty box for 2 goals when the Canucks scored on the power play.
When you're down in the arena, it's a real battle. Moline goes in against Lewis. Mike Murphy with the puck. It's 2-all. Murphy in on Campbell. Soft shot cut by Brodeur. Scoops the puck right to Dion. Dion centered it. Corner shot. Just missed. It tipped on the outside of the goalpost. Lars Lindgren starting a rush with Moline and Gradin, the 3 Swedes. And the play goes awry as the pass slipped out of the reach of Lars Moline. Moline with the puck.
See how fast Evans came back? It was a 3-on-2, and Evans just put his head down, came back to break up the play.
And now Vancouver ices the puck. There's been a lot of mistakes in this third period, but neither team has capitalized on them yet.
And also, once the mistake is made, Jim, it seems that somebody else is there to cover up. And the 3-on-2 break for the Vancouver Canucks looked like they would be able to set up a good scoring attempt. And Evans just put his head down, and did he motor back and actually got a piece of the puck or caused the giveaway right at the blue line.
You've got to really be impressed with that young Darrell Evans, number 15 of the Kings. 21 years old, a 9th round draft choice. What a sleeper. Steps on the boards to Stan Smeal, who's back out there. We knew he would be. Palinka flipped the puck in. Chartrand and Rhoda go after it. Chartrand put it off the boards. Jimmy Fox starting a rush. He'll look for the return pass. and there it is, but it went too far, over 2 lines to Bernie Nichols.
That's what you always talk about, eliminating that man. Fox put the pass up to the boards and then cut to the middle and almost got the return pass. And if you're playing defensively, that's the guy you want to eliminate. But I like the way this kid played. Very personal young man. Had an opportunity of talking to him for the last couple of days. Doesn't lace up his skates very tight. And one practice, Dion said, you should lace up those skates a little tighter. So just to please Dion, he did.
The 20-year-old Bernie Nichols. Doug Hallward with the puck. Stan Smeel from back of the net. Centering it. Halinka put it wide. Halinka missed that good chance. Rhoda bumping with Hardy. Halinka after the puck. Chartrand digs it out. Rick Chartrand. Too far ahead for Bernie Nichols. There'll be no icing as Badura controls the puck for Sneps. Comes out to Wells. He's back out there now, but the tagger isn't. 9 minutes left in regulation time. Halinka to Smeel. Missed the pass. Darcy Rhoda chips away. Wells cleared it to Bozak. To Bernie Nichols. Drop pass. Jimmy Fox. Shoot. Oh, it kicked just wide. Bozak going for the front of the net as the puck bounces off him. Larry Murphy to Jay Wells. It's the Kings that are supposed to be the tired team.
Certainly don't show it.
Not at all. Step. Too far ahead for Crawford. 8:20 left in regulation time, a 2-2 tie. Dean Hopkins makes a move at the line. Step broke it up. Larry Murphy watched by Boldurin. Doug Smith checked at the line. Raced for the puck. Badura shoveled it to the corner. From behind the net, Smith centered it. Crawford couldn't keep his balance to get after that puck. Larry Murphy on the boards to Dean Hopkins. Boldurin steals it. Hopkins went right to Boldurin and checked him off the puck. Good work by Hopkins recovering. Doug Smith shoots. Missed the net. Another shot hit Badura in the chest. And a good effort by Bozak on the rebound. Hey, we're going to see more of this in Los Angeles. The Vancouver Canucks and the Los Angeles Kings in that magnificent, fabulous forum Sunday, 7 o'clock Pacific time. Check your local listings for the CBC telecast time in your area. It'll be a sellout at the forum, Game 3 Sunday.
Another good position by Brodeur on that last scoring attempt by L.A. Just hugged the post and came up with the easy save. Well, we're winding her down. 7:40, getting closer to that overtime.
Are you predicting that?
Overtime tonight.
Okay, 2-2 tie right now. Doug Hallward put it off the boards. Kicked out to Lupul. Lupul and Williams coming in. Lupul to Williams. Where did it go? Off the crossbar and up into the seats. Tiger Williams almost broke the tie.
Now Lupul has had another outstanding game tonight as he lugs that puck out of his own zone. Again, they're going to see the drop pass. Cut in front of the defense. Just leave it there for Williams. And Williams unloads it. That had Lassard beat, but the crossbar got in the way. Williams actually makes a good play to grab a hold of that one. So that's what, a crossbar and 2 goal posts tonight for the Canucks. They must be talking to themselves.
In the first period, they had 2 goal posts and a great chance right at the end of the period by Williams. And now the crossbar by Williams. But they don't keep track of those kind of things. The only ones that count are the ones that go between the pipes and into the twine. Right. It's a 2-2 tie. Campbell slaps it in. Ariel Lassard holds it with Lupul right in front. Live from the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
These men have just bought the 1982 Lawn Boy Supreme, designed to last up to 50% longer than most other mower engines. An incredible 5-in-1 mower. Watch number 1 turn his lawn boy into a leaf shredder. Number 2, a rear bagger. Number 3 is going to mulch his grass. Number 4 will use his lawn boy as a side bagger. And number 5 will use his with no attachments at all. Lawn Boy, the 5-in-1 mower that keeps on going. As time goes by, you'll know why.
Darcy Rhoda and Stan Smeel have scored for Vancouver. Dave Taylor and Marcel Dion have scored for Los Angeles. Canucks led 1-0 after 1. The Kings took a 2-1 lead. Smeal's goal tied it at 2 at 11:24 of the second period, and it's still 2-all. Korav didn't get it out. Hallward shot. Blocked in front by Lewis, and he clears the puck down the ice.
Another example, Jim, no chances. When the heat is on, dump it out and fire it out there. Actually, the pace has been so good. I think the ice surface has a lot to do with it. It seems that puck is really sliding. The players are gliding in that ice. Some surfaces, it's very heavy, and you always seem to labor. Has the ice been relatively good all season?
Yes, I don't think they've had any problems here. They do a good job.
Well, the LA Kings seem to like the surface. They were talking about it this morning.
Well, they would, because in Los Angeles, they quite often do have ice problems. In fact, one game there, I saw the puck go right under the boards and disappear. And the play went on, and everybody was looking for the puck, and it had gone right out of play underneath the boards. Short drop to Mike Murphy. Rink wide for Darrell Evans. Evans and Belland, the two number 15s. Evans did a good job taking Belland off the puck, but they covered it up to stop the play. A couple of rookies and a couple of good ones.
Evans was talking about his opportunity to score last night with the LA Kings leading 2-1. He said, I don't believe it. I had the whole open net. My stick broke right in the shaft. But he leads the LA Kings in points. He has registered a point in every game except tonight.
Well, they brought a lot of noisemakers here tonight with a sellout crowd, and they're seeing a fine game. That's an understatement. It's a 2-2 tie. Dion going for the front of the net with Lindgren and them all tied up. Kurt Fraser trying to get loose. The puck's left sitting there. Mark Hardy gets to it. Puts it off the boards. Now Vancouver's starting to come on in the play a little bit. But neither team is getting much in the way of scoring chances since Williams rattled one off the crossbar. Vancouver's only had 19 shots on goal tonight. And in this period, they've had one shot on Mario Lassard. The Kings have had 2 shots on Richard Brodeur for a total of 27 so far in the game. Verdeen tied up on the end boards. Fraser and Mike Murphy. Evans got the puck out. Lars Moline to Colin Campbell shooting it in. They change on the fly. 5 minutes, 45 seconds left on the clock. 2-2 tie. Mike Murphy to Bernie Nichols, bringing it in with Kelly. The pass went behind J.P. Kelly. Some fans thought it was offside, but it wasn't. Jimmy Fox to Larry Murphy, lugging that puck. He's good at it. Fine young defenseman. Hallward to the puck. Kelly bumped him solidly. Darcy Rhoda with Smeal and Halinka. They're 3-on-2. Stan Smeal. Good save. Oh, Halinka put it over the crossbar. Ivan Halinka missed. Put it over the net. And then threw his arms in the air and said, I used to score those in Czechoslovakia.
Another good scoring opportunity down the drain. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
Bernie Nichols in on Doug Howard. Bernie Nichols, fake, shoot. Brodeur stopped it, held the puck. It's rough in front. You don't touch the other guy's goaltender.
Couple of chances at both ends with Stan Smeal unloading a good slap shot and Halinka with the empty net staring at him. With Lassard down on the ice, over the net, and then Brodeur hangs on for a face-off in his own zone.
This Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from Vancouver.
When it comes to feeling young, a lot of it's up here.
3 years ago, Maurice Richard said goodbye gray hair. Hello, Grecian Formula 16.
It was so easy, remember?
Grecian's as easy to use as water. Works for any color hair.
The change was so gradual and looked so natural, no one even noticed. Today, I still leave a touch of gray. The wife likes it.
Hey, Richard, 2 minutes for looking so good.
Look as young as you feel with Grecian Formula 16, liquid or cream.
Here's the 3-on-2 break with Stan Smeal unloading the shot, and Halinka with the empty net fires it over top of the net. The Canucks have had 2 excellent scoring chances. That one by Halinka and Tiger Williams getting a good drop pass, wrapping it off the crossbar. LA has yet to get a good scoring chance in this third period.
Well, there's a little repair work on the ice that chipped away in front of the Vancouver goal.
Jim, I think the players in both teams welcome the rest.
Oh, I think so, especially the Kings. They're playing so many games, and that's 5-game series with Edmonton ending on Tuesday. You know, Lassard almost, even if Halinka shot had been on the net, Lassard might have stopped this shot by Halinka had it been on the target. Let's take a look at Lassard.
Well set up, but once that rebound flies out there, Rhoda had a chance at it and skated by it, and that just missed the crossbar, not by very much.
Lassard sensed what was going to happen. He was reaching up there, but he would never be able to get it had it been just under the bar. 4:45 left in regulation time, 2-2 tie. Balderib and Smith are waved out of the circle by Ryan Bozek. So Steve Bozek of the Kings and Jimmy Nill of the Canucks go in for the face-off. A couple of wingers. Nill makes quite a few face-offs for Vancouver, but didn't get the draw here. A loose puck at the side of the net. Shot wide. Doug Smith took a hit from Lindgren. They all arrive now. Hey, boys, the whistle's blowing. The whistle. Tweet, tweet.
Now Bozak, right from the face-off, had an opportunity. Lindgren has also played a strong game tonight, showing no ill effects of that shoulder problem.
They thought he had a separated shoulder in the last game in Calgary, but he's back playing.
Jim, one thing, if you lose the face-off, well, you got to get back in there and take that man. Actually, it was a left-hand man. Can't pick him out who actually got the shot away.
Shot from the point, blocked. Puck kept in the Vancouver zone by Bozak. Lindgren puts it hard on the board. It comes out as Korab tied up Crawford. Dave Lewis back to the puck. 4:15 left in regulation time. Balderib tying up Lewis. Crawford got it back to Campbell. A shot high off the target. Steve Bozak coming away for the Kings. Crawford slows him up. Campbell with the puck. Colin Campbell ran into that solid check from young Smith and skated right by Smith, not wanting to take any kind of a penalty here.
It looked like Colin Campbell was going to get up and start fighting right away, but he just skated away from Smith, and they're talking about it. The last thing you want to do right now is take a bad penalty, but it doesn't look like referee Lewis will call one.
Colin Campbell's quite a professional. He really gives you all he's got. Every year they say, well, Coley's going to have a tough time making the team, wherever he's played. And he always makes the team and really makes a contribution.
Now let's have a look as Colin tries to go by Smith. And again, all Smith does is just get in front of him and slide his leg and dump Colin.
Good solid check by Doug Smith. Rick Chartraw banks it on the boards for Mike Murphy. Coming out with Marcel Dion with the puck now. Smith concentrating on Dion. Mike Murphy put it behind the net. This is Kurt Fraser. Ooh, that pass almost intercepted by Dion at the blue line. Mark Hardy put it off the boards. Marcel Dion checked off the puck by Fraser. Howard cleared it up. 3 minutes, 17 seconds left in regulation time. Lars Moline to the puck. Gradine put it in front, steered away. Marcel Dion has Evans with him. Dion, centering it. Brodeur swept it to the corner. Play whistle down. Face-off will be outside the Vancouver zone as the goalpost is readjusted there.
Well, Smith's had a lot to do with that. Dion always becomes so very dangerous. Now you talk about Marcel, make sure he doesn't cross that blue line. If he's going to beat you, make him beat you at the blue line to get over the zone rather than that few strides once he crosses that blue line, because then he becomes so very dangerous. There's so many things he can do with that puck. Excellent shot, the ability to set up a play.
The Kings have Bonner, Simmer, and Taylor against Vancouver's Lupul, Williams, and Delorme. Well, we got Wells and Williams on the ice here right now, by the way. Wells with the puck. Campbell Bonner, rather. As Bonner nailed Campbell with a good check. Lars Lindgren shooting it in. Boy, what an effort. These clubs are both giving all they've got. A lot of solid hitting and hard work. No one wants to make that key mistake. 2 minutes, 24 seconds left in regulation time. Charlie Simmer hauled down back of the net. Wells in deep. Lupel gets the puck. Off the boards for Ron Delorme. Williams breaking up the middle. Delorme checked off the puck by Dan Bonner. Charlie Simmer lost it. Delorme brings it in. Short shifting now. 2 minutes. 2 minutes in regulation time. And don't go away. Stan Sneal. Lincoln took a hard hit. Larry Murphy, good pass onto the stick of Dave Taylor. Snep stayed with him. Good work by Snep. Bernie Nichols shooting it in. Neil Mellon gets it out. Offside at the Vancouver line. 1:32 left.
Now we talked about the blue line, how important it is to stay up. You see that hit by Schneps. Just challenged Dave Taylor, stopped him dead in his tracks. And that's the way you play defense. This guy has played 2 courageous games. Last night I thought he was the best player on the ice. And again tonight, another strong game.
That was a standout in the series against Calgary. And they were all very close games that could have gone either way. It was a 3-game sweep, but they were all tight games. One of them a long overtime game. Snep's going to the puck. 1:18 left in regulation time. Snep's being hurried. Stan Smeal to Darcy Rhoda. Rolled it in. Chartraw with the puck. Bernie Nichols to J.P. Kelly. Smeal took him out. Bellin. We're in the last minute of regulation time. Nichols watching Bellin. Stan Smeal with the puck. Ivan Holinka. Missed the net with that wrist shot. Stan Smeal going after the puck. Campbell can't reach it. 36 seconds and counting. Jimmy Nill. Oh, great save by Mario Lassard on Jim Nill. Gradine knocked down. 18 seconds. Here come the King. Marcel Dion. 14 seconds. Loose puck. Steered away. 10 seconds. Brodeur is injured again. Brodeur is down in the goal crease. The play stops. 7 seconds to go. Brodeur shaken up again.
Well, that was quite a collision with Moline. He came across the net and hit Brodeur with a solid check. Watch it coming up to your right of your screen. There's the collision, and Brodeur goes down. So some anxious moments in both ends of the ice. Right now, the main concern has to be Richard Brodeur. 2 games in a row has played standout goaltender, as has Lassard.
Brodeur's on a terrific streak. He's won 4 straight in the playoffs. Had a win streak going prior to the playoffs. And there's the backup Rick Hines waiting from the bench as we'll look at this collision again.
Moline trying to clear the front of the net. It was Evans who was streaking for that net, number 15. Moline had to come in there. You notice Brodeur, he was coming out to challenge. Didn't really see his teammate. So quite a bit of concern right now, not only Moline, but the rest of the Vancouver bench. Because the most difficult thing to do now is to put in your spare goaltender, not having been in the playoffs at all. Talk about a pressure situation. I wouldn't want it.
No, I don't think they'll be calling you to step in.
You know, it almost happened to me one time.
Well, I guess
we lost a goaltender in Buffalo, and then Doug Lavelle got hurt. That was the only volunteer. But Dunk Wilson, he recovered from a minor injury, and he went in to play the 3rd period. And I thanked him ever since.
Brodeur's going to be all right. And he's Vancouver doesn't score many goals, so Brodeur has to be solid every night. He wound up this year with an average that was 6th best in the league.
And he's doing just that. But Jim, we can't say enough about the goaltending in both games. This is real playoff hockey.
And I hope the fridge is well stocked, because it looks like there might be a little break and then overtime, because there's 7 seconds left and the face-off is in the neutral zone and it's a 2-2 tie. And then we'll get some kind of tension. Lassard caught that long clip by Kurt Fraser, and here we go into sudden death overtime. But they'll resurface the ice. They'll take a well-deserved rest. And are we going to have some fun?
Well, the shots in that third period are very indicative of the close checking. LA with 6, Vancouver with 4.
So far in the game, the Kings have outshot the Canucks 31-22, and each team has 2 goals as they go to the dressing room, and are they tired? This is Stanley Cup 82 from Vancouver.
A hockey player in the National Hockey League is probably faster. He's certainly stronger. He's better coached. He takes better care of himself. He's much more of a professional. That is, he looks after what he has to do to earn a living probably better than athletes have in 5, 10, 15 years ago.
Back 20, 25 years ago, when there were only 6 teams in the league, players were motivated out of fear. They had to produce and keep their mouth shut, otherwise they were out of the league. There weren't many opportunities for them, and they knew that they wouldn't get a chance again. Today, with 21 teams, people know that if they are a good hockey player and one that can perform the abilities that they have at a consistent level, they'll be able to play in the league. So they're not as much motivated by fear. They're more motivated by intangibles that they have within themselves, something like the dedication to the game, type of individual they are, the desire to be the best there is, and also by money and notoriety.
Money and motivation is the age-old discussion.
This is Mickey McDowell, a Vancouver-based consulting psychologist to business and industry, a university lecturer and expert on the subject of motivation.
Money is very important. But at a certain point, money loses. Paying people more money doesn't get more effort. What money is like food. It has a satiable quality. When you get enough of it, offering people more food isn't a very good incentive.
I feel money is of very minimal importance in motivating hockey players, especially now at playoff time, and I think that a lot of players will agree with me.
I think that everybody enjoys money, but for a pro hockey player, we play for the fun and we want to go out there and work hard, and I don't think it has any kind of a factor.
Of course, if you got a group of so-called motivational experts together, I think, and said, can you guarantee us this kind of commitment motivation? Is there a way that you can show us how to guarantee this kind of commitment motivation? They'd say, no, you cannot do that. But what they'd hasten to add is what you can do, and we do know these things. There are very specific things that you can do to create a climate where people can invest themselves, can really turn on into their work and into their job.
And Mickey McDowell identifies 4 important things teams should do to encourage maximum effort from their players.
The first point is support. That is giving your work group or your team or whoever it is that you're dealing with a sense that no matter what, that you're important, that you're respected, and that you're valued.
The modern-day player is very ready to question the coach's methods now, and it's becoming very evident that much more personal involvement with the player is necessary to boost his confidence and to help him with his little technical skills and the problems that he may be having on the ice.
The second thing is nothing more or less than communication. A regular opportunity to discuss, exchange, and involve your people in whatever the task you're doing.
Nowadays, with so many young players involved in the game, I think somebody has to be available. I think for successful teams, there's good communication.
A third thing is called goal emphasis, and hockey has been excellent at dealing with this. Successful hockey coaches have been excellent dealing with this one. Scotty Bowman set a goal, we're going to win the Vezina. And when they won the Vezina, then they won the Stanley Cup. Freddie Shero had 8 or 9 points that he called his Shero Bible. We're not going to be outnumbered in our own zone. We're going to draw a man before we pass off. Those are specific, measurable goals. And teams and leaders that regularly articulate and discuss goals with their work group outperform teams that do not do that. Finally, a thing called work facilitation is equally as important to being an effective leader. And that simply means getting your people the tools, the resources, whatever they need to do their job. Even a good flight schedule and a better place to sleep that night will be work facilitating for a hockey team.
St. Louis Blues boss man Emil Francis points out that some players simply possess more pride, and the successful teams find and draft these self-motivated types.
You have to get in the player's background, because over an 80-game schedule, you have to have ability, but you also must be motivated, and you'll find out from that boy's background whether or not he can be, and that's part of a scout's responsibility.
In our methods of scouting over the past couple of years, we have developed a technique that has taken a long time and a great deal of money. We don't like to discuss it publicly. It's a trade secret, but it's proven to be very effective, and it's something that we feel has been very accurate in producing some of the characteristics of the individuals we look at.
The New York Islanders is certainly a well-motivated hockey club. They're taking aim at a third consecutive Stanley Cup. Obviously, they have players who know what it takes to be a winner.
I know that hockey is a business now, and I try to go out there and earn a living. That is one motivation factor. Another motivation factor is the challenge to myself to do better every time I go out there.
Well, I would think there are several things that are important in motivation, and I think the obvious ones are to win the hockey game and probably personal records. But I feel that the most important aspect of it is the pride, the pride you feel in going out there on the ice night after night and wanting to perform well. You're playing in front of an audience, you're playing for your team and for yourself. I think the greatest form of motivation has to be the pride we feel as athletes.
And you thought that hockey was just putting the puck in the net. Our Stanley Cup coverage on CBC will continue in just a moment. In the NHL. He's been that position for the last 15 years, Dutch Van Deelen. Dutch, we talked about the pressure on the hockey players going into overtime. What about the officials?
Well, there's a tremendous amount of pressure on the official right now. 2-2 ball game. He doesn't want to influence the outcome of the game in any way. He's in that dressing room right now just hoping that things are going to go okay for him, that it's going to be a nice clean goal that wins the thing, and that he's entirely off the hook as far as that goes. Okay, let's dispel one theory. I've always heard it said that the officials let anything go in overtime. True or false? I think that's a misconception. The thing that we don't want to let go is a flagrant foul that takes away the advantage, a definite advantage from a player. We don't want to be calling the marginal or the inconsequential type of a thing that has no bearing on the outcome of the play, but certainly we've got to be aware of the flagrant type of a foul, and make no mistake about it, they will be called. Based on the 3 periods of play here at the Pacific Coliseum, how would you rate the job that Brian Lewis has done tonight? I think Brian has had a bit of a tougher game than the opening game. Andy Van Hellemond set a real good standard in that game, but this is just a bit more emotional. There's a few more animosities building up, and I would say to this point that Brian's standard has been tolerant but impartial, and by that I mean that he's letting them play. He wants to let them hit legally. He doesn't want to call any cheap ones. So I think so far that he's handled it quite well. Do officials get up for Stanley Cup playoffs the way hockey players do? Oh, very much so. We concluded a seminar in Toronto prior to the playoffs. It was we brought all the officials in. We reviewed the whole season. And we talked about certain areas that we could brush up on, and talked about interpretations of rules and so on. And we have pregame meetings as well, see, so that we make sure that they're aware of everything that's going on, in subsequent games, and they prepare themselves every bit as much or more so than the players. Let's put one more theory to rest, and that is that in the last 5 minutes of a game, it seems that officials are reluctant to call anything. Again, true or false? True to a degree, in that they're not going to call a marginal call, but, and again, they don't want to influence the outcome of the game. They want the teams to decide it, but they have to be aware and conscious of the flagrant foul, and they're going to call it. I think that that's a misconception all the way across the line. I know that probably some people abuse it, but the good official is going to call a flagrant foul. Dutch, I know you have to be an impartial observer as an NHL supervisor, but if you had to pick somebody in scoring the overtime goal, who would it be from Vancouver? Oh, I'd have to go to a guy like Lupo. He's digging all the time, and I think he's working hard, and he could be the guy that could break it up. From the LA Kings? Another guy in a similar category, I felt like Evans. I think he's working hard, and these are the people, the unsung guys, that probably will break up the ballgame. Okay. We've heard from Dutch Van Deelen, the supervisor of officials in the NHL. How about Jim Robson and Gary Dornhofer? What's going to happen in overtime, guys?
Well, Steve, I knew you'd bring it up. We got to get in the old guessing game, too. We haven't got Wayne Gretzky to pick as a sure thing. We got to pick someone out of this game. It's the game everybody plays going into overtime. So, Gary Dornhofer, let's say which Los Angeles player will get a winner in overtime.
You're going to give me first crack.
Right.
All right.
You're the visitor.
I'm going to go with the kid and take Nichols for L.A., and I'll go with Stan Smeel for the Vancouver Canucks. And it'll happen before the 5-minute mark.
Well, most overtime games do end early. I'll take Jimmy Fox from Los Angeles. For Vancouver, someone like Lars Moline. How about that for a long shot?
Not bad.
Okay. Well, we got some highlights for you in that hectic third period. There were some scoring chances, not too many, but there were some chances, and here's one of them.
Well, Jim, the Vancouver Canucks have had some good scoring opportunities. 2 goalposts and a crossbar. Moline, or rather Lupul, will drop the pass here to Tiger Williams, and he'll let fly with a slap shot. That one had Mario Lessard beaten cleanly, but rang off the crossbar. Well, it's always hectic near the end of a game, and again, both teams applied the pressure. This time it was the Vancouver Canucks, as Nil didn't look like he got much on that one, but it handcuffed Lessard, and he had to make that glove save. But you know, the pressure mounts, and suddenly Evans is able to get that puck. Dion, who becomes so very dangerous, stumbles a little bit. But watch the collision right in front of Brodeur. In fact, he's involved as Evans goes for the rebound. Moline runs into Brodeur. There were a few anxious moments there, wondering if he would be able to continue. But I thought, Jim, the best scoring chance of all had to be after Stan Smeel let the slap shot go. Look to the center of your screen as Rhoda overskates the pass, and there's Holenka. Lessard is down, and the puck goes over the net.
Well, certainly Vancouver had the better scoring chances in the first period. They had a couple of goal posts, Moline right in front. But Los Angeles, on the overall play, has probably outplayed Vancouver tonight.
Yes, they have. They've had the better chance. They controlled the play, but in that third period, both teams excellent behind their blue line. I mean, the intensity, the good defensive play, taking the men out of the play, preventing good scoring chances. I can't say enough about both teams, the way they triers. That's the only way to describe them. They're all triers.
Hard work.
That pays off. That's what it's all about. And you hate to see a loser in a game like this. They both have played so well.
Well, that's it. When you go into overtime, it's always tough to see a loser, but someone's going to lose it. And here's all the scoring we've seen in this first 60 minutes of action. Darcy Rhoda's goal, set up by Colin Campbell, opened the scoring in the second period. Taylor from Bonner and Simmer. Dion from Larry Murphy and Wells. Then Smeel from Rhoda and Holenka. And that goal at 11:24 of the second period has ended the scoring thus far. And you see by the shots, Kings have outshot the Canucks 31-22. Not too many penalties tonight, none in the third period. Each team has had 5 minor penalties in the game for a total of 10 minutes, and each team has only had 1 power play opportunity. So the other 4 occasions, they took someone with them. So they're both 0 for 1 on the power play.
Jim, I like Dutch Van Deelen. You think he was walking a little tightrope there. He was tippy-toeing around. I like that. Put those guys on the spot every once in a while.
Well, what can he say?
He couldn't say much more than what he did. I thought he handled that rather well.
Well, Dutch has seen an awful lot of hockey games, and so have these 2 young men. Mario Lessard and Richard Brodeur, the men of the moment, and they have been outstanding.
Jim, in Stanley Cup playoff, you know, as a player, you sit in that dressing room collecting your thoughts, and you dream of being the star of a game, scoring that overtime goal. But the thoughts also are, don't be the GOAT, don't cause the giveaway.
Here we go, a long shot by Korab. Sneps cleared the puck to the boards. It's kept in by Lewis. Brodeur leaves it for Lindgren, who's squeezed by Mike Murphy. Dion put it in front. Sneps from back of the net. Off the boards. Here's Gradin. Poke check by Lewis. Gradin still controlling the puck for Kurt Fraser. Shot is blocked. Fraser again. Shot. Deflects wide. Moline was in front of the net. Tipped it wide. Moline from behind the net with Korab. Puck rolls out. Look at that Evans. He can really skate. Centering it. Taylor after the puck. Fraser gets the puck for Vancouver. Kurt Fraser with Moline and Gradin. Fraser shot off the target. Dion bumped Gradin and starts out with the puck. Dave Taylor trying to be a hero. Great effort. Just missed the net. Great effort by Dave Taylor. Almost broke this overtime tie. Thomas Gradin at the end of a long shift. Shoots. Missed. Doug Hallward scooping it in. finally gets to the bench. He had that much energy left. Tiger Williams. Taken off the puck by Mark Hardy, and here comes Dan Bonner. Hey, they want to end it early. Dan Bonner, good move. Brodeur stopped the puck. DeLorme to Williams. Squeeze by Kelly. Lupo. Gary Lupo. Ron DeLorme. Puck off the boards. Lupo kept it in. Now DeLorme waits for his mates to get onside. Has to put it in with Williams trapped offside. They want to end it early, don't they?
One action. Well, caution to the wind. No way. You have to go right after a team. If you sit back and wait for a scoring opportunity, you'll be walking to the dressing room and it'll be all over. You have to force mistakes. Try to end it early. Go right after the opposition. You mentioned Dave Taylor. What an individual effort he made. He was on both knees and still was able to get that shot away. Just missed the corner.
2-2 tie in overtime. A sellout crowd in Vancouver. 2 minutes gone in overtime. Jay Wells has the puck. Palinka forechecking. Now Larry Murphy puts it off the boards. Neil Bellin off the boards to Halinka, dumping it in. Lassard checked off the puck. Darcy Rhoda from the corner. Halinka to Rhoda to Halinka, centering it at the side of the net. This is Bernie Nichols with Larry Murphy and Jimmy Fox on right wing. The play was offside. Tough to hear the whistle and the roar of the crowd.
Can you imagine the concentration that the players on both teams have had here tonight? Because when that crowd is hollering and screaming, especially when the team is in your own zone, you know, you have to think about what's going on in the crowd. Everybody's yelling. It's tough to keep that concentration for 60-plus minutes.
A lot of concentration at the bench. Roger Nielsen of the Canucks with Ron Smith. Ron Perry of the Kings with his assistant, Brad Selwood. 2-2 tie. Korab shoots the puck in. Hallward from back of the net. On the boards for Fraser. Getting it out. Korab tied up by Gradine. Korab scoops it in. Doug Hallward checked in the corner by Mike Murphy. Tying him up. And here comes a face-off in the Vancouver zone with 3 minutes and 2 seconds gone in overtime.
You know, I mentioned before when we talked to Mike Murphy, you know, the veteran of this hockey club with 8 years with the LA Kings. Some strong forechecking, but Hallward then didn't have good possession of the puck, so just frees it against the boards, and those face-offs become so very important.
Gradine and Dion. Dion from the corner. Campbell poked it away. Doug Hallward off the boards. Kept in the Vancouver zone. Hallward again. Dion checking him. Hallward's pass, but in the referee's skates. They stopped the play.
Able to pinch in there and keep the play in the zone.
Well, each team has had an overtime victory in the playoffs already this year. Darrell Evans scored for the Kings in overtime. Tiger Williams scored for the Canucks in overtime. But here it's a 2-2 tie. 3.5 minutes gone in overtime. Jim Nill with the puck. Shot easily stopped by Mario Lassard. Jerry Korab starting a rush. In comes Steve Bozak. Didn't get through. Dave Lewis to Steve Bozak. He's very dangerous. 33 goals in the regular season. Scored last night in the 3-2 Vancouver victory. He got the first goal of the night for the Kings. Bozak with the puck. Neil Bellin. Feeling more pressure than he's ever felt in his young hockey career. Jim Nill dumping it in. 4 minutes, 10 seconds gone in overtime. 2-2 tie. Williams keeping it in. Dave Taylor to Steve Bozak. Shoot! Deflects wide off of Bellin. Bonner with the puck. Dan Bonner to the point. Short draw, shoots. Williams blocked it. Short draw, shoots again. They score! Deflected in by Dave. Oh, who deflected it in? I didn't pick him up. Bozak, I believe. It looked like Steve Bozak. We'll wait, but I think it's Bozak in front of the net. Let's see who got the big winner for the Kings at 4:33 in overtime.
I have to wait till all the players get off that pile. But Nichols has his hands up in the air. I don't think he was the guy that deflected it in, but it did happen before the 5-minute mark. Let's watch it as Brodeur sees it. Bozak is just to the right of the goaltender. No, it went in before then. Bozak never did deflect it, so Chartres shot the puck.
Hit Williams the first time.
I don't know if Nichols might have touched that. I don't think so. Well, we're just going to have to wait for the call on that one.
Let's pick it up here.
4:33 of overtime. Bozak from Chartres and Bernard at 4:33.
Well, they're giving Bozak credit for the goal, but I don't think he touched the puck.
All right, there is the shot. Williams skates by Chartres, gets another opportunity at him.
Oh, maybe it did go off the shaft of his stick with Boulder right beside him there.
I'll say one thing, Bozak was really covered on that play. You'll see Bolderev get over. Okay, can we pick it up? It looked like it either hit the pants or the stick of Bolderev. It was right in that vicinity.
Well, it is Steve Bozak who gets the winner from Chartres and Bonner at 4:33 of overtime, as the Kings win it by a score of 3-2 to tie the series. This is Stanley Cup '82 from Vancouver.